Hey Raimu, hey Space Cadet. Happy Wednesday. I'm just writing up the today command now. Skeleseller will be playable as a very early alpha in 2 days. Today is all about prepping for that. The goal of this first checkpoint is to make sure that we're producing the right kind of game based on feedback from Idle Ascendants. Cool. Hey Zapvoid. All right. Yeah, so I want to show some of the progress that's been done, then we'll review some PRs and we'll get into more of the work. So I don't actually remember what I left off with, but either way, this menu is in the game and it's working and it's like disabling things correctly. So you hire an adventurer and now you can start a battle. And originally we had this like foresty zone here. Oh, and also I added in different character sprites. So that's the level 1 battle. The level 2 battle has this little dungeon thing. And I start the level 3 battle. Excuse me. It's this fiery area. So there's just some way of differentiating between the different level battles. And we might need, I don't know, some different way of starting battles or something. But for now, this is fine. This is not how things will work eventually. But I like it. Third level looks super interesting. Yeah, it's the only one with some animation on it. And it will eventually have even more animation because I think the lava can be animated. But it's got these little fire things that are animated. So yeah, I think it looks good. The way this is all going to be in the final game is that this is just one room in an instance. And then there's going to be another room and another room and then a boss or something like that. But we're not going to have that for checkpoint number 1. It's too ambitious for basically 2 days of development. Well, it might not be too ambitious for 2 days of development, but we have so much other stuff to do. I don't know why I feel I need to cough so much. All right, so PRs. Let's go take a look. Pull request. Oh, wait, what? Thought there were 2 things here. Call takes too much space, and we should extract this as some helper class with predefined aliases. Adding unnecessary parameters to the call so we can... Yep. Okay. Yeah, I think it sounds reasonable. What was... Where's the PR that I had opened? Where'd that go? Huh. Oh, here it is. Small typos in the newly extracted code and some other things I found. Yeah, whoops. I typed that very hastily. Some usings that weren't needed. Yep. Sounds good. Cool. Yeah, looks good. Thanks for catching these. Comment and merge. All right. Easy PR to merge. Let's go get into a working state here. And then let's figure out what we're actually doing. So for one, I could add in the bat graphics. I think I showed these briefly. Should be in download somewhere. Yeah, here. I don't know how you're supposed to like quickly open a file and zoom on Mac. You can't just scroll. Whoops. Can you? No, you can't do any of that. I know you can click the plus button up here, but like, is there a way to just have it open at the right size? Anyway, here's the bat graphics. I like them. And we could put these in the game, but this is the only sprite that we have. So we just have these as enemies, and maybe that's fine. Same issue with all my sprites. Yeah, and I can at least right click and open with GIMP. That's pretty good. And then this has the zoom level, these zoom controls I would expect. Like command and then the scroll wheel work pretty well. I don't think this is the most important thing. I think we could say polish stuff. Yeah, add back graphics. Okay, needs to be more obvious how the skill tree works. Maybe show which class is selected, change the background color, fix the passive being a huge button. Yeah. Yeah, let's take a look at that. So the skill tree. So let's start with the background color. I think this can be the same background color as... How do I do this? as everything else, maybe? Maybe just make it a little bit more... Actually, no, I don't think the opacity is a problem. I think it's just the lightness of it. Yeah, I think something like this would be good. What MacBook am I using? It's not a MacBook. It's a Mac Studio. There we go. Yeah, this probably looks a little bit better. Let's see how this looks. Hard to contextualize here. I want to see it in the game. Yeah, I'm very happy with the computer itself. I think it's been powerful. It's been incredibly quiet, which I appreciate. Okay, yeah, this makes it a little bit more obvious where you can point. Yeah. I think we need some way of indicating that a button is active. And this is where things start getting unfortunate because I also made it, if you level up your adventurers, these buttons turn green to indicate that you can put a skill point in. So like if I put a skill point in here, warrior turns white again, and then rogue turns white when I put a skill point in here. Hey, Kajiro, welcome back. So that's working, but I also want a way of showing that this is selected. And I'm not totally sure. I guess I could change the color. I could change the border maybe. Part of the problem with this, can I just change theme overrides, I wonder? I probably can. I ran into some issue where there's a freeze on exiting Godot, this crash that happens, and I don't totally know if there's a solution to this yet, but this has been a problem for many months, and I hit this myself too. Theme overrides. Theme style box override. Yeah, I think you have to do it this way. Well, there is this thing here saying selected character. Maybe, I mean, the easiest thing is just put like an asterisk or something next to the selected one. All right, well, counterattack shouldn't be some gigantic button, so let's go fix that. That is passive skill here. I don't think we can just shrink this. Yeah, we can't. We have to do something in here to make it shrink. Maybe layout, container sizing. I don't want it to fill it all. Shrink begin. Yeah, there we go. All right, that was easy. Yeah, that should look a little bit better. Yeah. All right, good luck studying. So then I also want to make it clear what your skills are. Well, if this is a button, then it's going to make you think you can click it, which you can't. But these aren't buttons. So I guess we could make this a label. Passive skill, change type. Where's change type? Oh, why can I not find it? Wait, what? Is it not here? I can change the type of this, right? Yeah, there's change type right under rename. Huh, it's not here for some reason. That's strange. Oh, because it's got a script? Skill button. Wait, how does this work then? How does hovering over the name work? I don't recall. Huh, something... I honestly don't remember how this works. On hover active ability and on hover skill button. Oh, I see. Oh, I'm getting it on the label itself. Okay. Well, let's change that, I suppose. So passive skill will detach the script. And I still can't change the type? Do I just not understand how this works? Oh, it's a... Oh, I see. Oh, because it's an instanced scene. I didn't realize that. I thought it was just a button. Okay, it's not. All right, then let's just make a new label, I guess. We'll just duplicate this. And we'll call this, well, we can't call it what I want to call it because passive skill already exists. So we have to call this passive skill old. And then put this in. Actually, I guess we're deleting this anyway. So fine, delete it. All right, now, anytime we get the passive skill, this is going to be a label. Maybe I should have just made them all skill buttons and just had a different style for whether or not it looks like a button. I don't know. These are all things for later mostly. Okay, so there's on hover skill button. This is now going to be on hover. Oh, there's got to be a passive ability thing here. All right, whatever. I'll make it. I don't like this on hover passive ability in index. There's no index. Does it know what to do for this? Oh, it does. Wow. Okay, well that's decent. Yeah, it's decent. There. And I know this can be refactored, but let's go try that out. So now what we'll see is, whoops, no ability ID. Why was that even there? Passive skill. Oh, this needs to be renamed to passive skill label. Okay, but anywhere else that this is used? Yes, this. We don't need that. There. All right, how's that look? Yeah, so now you can hover over this, but it's just not obvious that these are your skills, I guess. We need slightly better layout for this stuff. What if we make an HBox container here and then throw these three things in? And that way we can fit, hey French, that way we can fit a thing that says skills down here. Yeah, this should also be in an HBox container. Oh boy. So I want this, and then where is this button? Debug grant skill points. Yep. Cool. And then we can fit a label right underneath that just says skills label. And this will just say skills, colon, and then we move this up to here. All right, definitely looks a little strange, and we could fix a lot of this. Let's delete these buttons for now, and then bump everything else up. There. This is this is not good. All right, character level. We're gonna put a stats label, and this will say stats. We'll put this up here. All right, so level. I wonder if it's worth tabbing all this in. All right, well, something like this. Let's see if that's any better. This broke because I did not replace where these things are. Character health. Yeah, this is now inside HBox container. So this is going to be like stats container. Stats container. Anything else? Yes, this. This is going to be like skill point container. And that's where we get this from. Okay, hopefully that fixes it. Although I think there might be a few more errors there. Let's take a look. Yep, a couple more. This is node not found debug grant. Oh yeah, where's that? There we go. And then what's this? Probably the same thing. What's going on? Where'd my like tasks tray or whatever the doc go? All right. Now we should be, yep, no more errors. Yeah, this is a mess. It's just a mess. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Yeah, it's maybe ever so slightly better, but it's definitely not great, and it's not clear what's going on here. Yeah. Well, I hesitate to call this an improvement, but I did a couple of things that I wanted to do. Yeah. Change skill tree. The passive ability is no longer a button since it had no click action. Well, pressed action. Don't have any visual hierarchy with the various words. Yeah. And part of the issue is like, okay, I am definitely not good at this stuff. But if I were to really try to make this better, I think I could. And I think it would take a while. And I don't think it would be the most important thing right now. So I think it looks slightly better than it used to. And yeah, maybe the simplest thing we could do is like bump these things in a little bit. And yeah, maybe that would help. That'd probably help a tiny bit. Hey, Stilling. And hey, Darkstorm. Yeah, I don't know where we put this. Yeah. Maybe we just put it in skills. We just put 5 points available. I don't know, something like that. It's a good idea. It still looks bad, but it's maybe slightly better. I should probably have at least thrown everything into a VBox container. In fact, you know, I should probably just do that now. Like all of these things should be in a VBox container. I think then the only problem is how do I set up the background? I need those two things to match in size. There you go. Well, let's try it, I guess. VBox container. Then we need to move this all the way to the top. And then we put every single other component into that, except for the tooltip, I guess. So all of this stuff. There. And now, oh, but then we can't do the tabbing in. I mean, we could add margin containers or something. Although then we're getting a little bit ridiculous. But at least this has everything laid out correctly here. I'll keep what I had before. Yeah. And we'll just bump some of these things around a little. Why can't I control this? Yeah, and then selected character. I want that to be bumped in a little bit too. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to call it there. Passability is no longer a button. Laid things out a bit differently. Yeah, not super happy with this, but good enough for now. Okay. Cool. We're going to just mark that as done for now. Okay, so balance is pretty important. And turning off debug stuff. Balance, let's think about this a little bit. The first instance is something that you should always win with every character. It should only grant a small number of items. Yeah, I think balance in general is going to be battles, item gain rate, item gain value, and upgrade costs. Well, not just costs of everything. So yeah, let's start with the battles. First instance is something you should win with every character. It should only grant a small number of items. So how long should it take? Because these battles are essentially just a timer for when you get items, at least the first battle. So you click this, and you're going to win this fight because you don't have any choice. So like we have to make this a 100% win rate kind of thing. And yeah, how long should it take? And I don't know, maybe like 20 seconds. So how much damage are you doing? We can just kind of base everything around that. Well, the warrior probably does less damage than everything else. In fact, we could get their damage rates. Or, well, we can't really, I guess, because the warrior has counterattack and it's based on a chance. But let's go take a look at that. Counterattack buff. How much damage do you do? You have 1 power scaling. So every time the enemy attacks, and there's 1 enemy, you have a 20% chance to do your full damage, which is 10. So basically, every time the enemy attacks, you're adding 2 damage per enemy attack. And then you have Crush, which is 15 damage, but the 25% chance to miss. So 0.75 times 15. So this is damage per player attack. All right, so this is the warrior. Now the mage has fireball. Hey, sorry. Listening and learning while I'm busy at home. Want to pick up coding again? You really helped me get my motivation back. Well, good. Yeah, glad to hear it. I think it is probably easier when you have someone who's staying on task generally to also stay on task. And I tend to stop streaming when I'm no longer on task. As how does fireball work here? Power scaling is 1.2. And then burn percent is 0.2 of that. But for 8 seconds. Is it spread over 8? Burn level times. Okay, so that's the total damage. Fireball damage times fireball damage. So this would be fireball damage. Wait, something's wrong here. No. No, nothing's wrong. There is no damage over time at first. It doesn't even burn the enemy. It's only when you get a burn level. Okay, yeah. All right, so then all you do is 1.2 damage. 1.2 times whatever you would have had. Okay, yeah, so 1.2 means 12 damage per fireball. Oh, how often? Oh, man, there's so much stuff to consider here. Crushes every 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Enemies attack how often? I think it's randomized. Yeah, it's randomized. But on average, it would be 2.5 seconds. Average 2.5 seconds. So mage is 12 damage per fireball. And then they also have lightning zaps, which hits 10 bolts. That's every 5 seconds. So 20 damage every 5 seconds. And how often does fireball work? Fireball's every 3 seconds. And then mental swiftness. Let's see, times 5. 3, 4, 20 seconds. Every 20 seconds. Every 20 seconds for 32 more damage. Well, for up to 32 more damage. Sounds like I need a spreadsheet. Yeah, I think the way I'm going about this right now is kind of stupid. And I think I need to do this differently. But for now, I'm going to just continue on this path. So this is 0.2. So 2 damage every 0.4 seconds. 2 damage per quick strike. 0.4 seconds. And then enemies have 10% less life. And the only other thing you have is Cloak of Shadows, which gives you a 10% buff for 3 seconds every 5 seconds. So 0.6 damage extra from that. 0.6 damage extra from Cloak of Shadows. All right, so this whole thing was just to figure out general damage per second amounts. So 2.6 damage divided by 0.4 seconds is 6.5 DPS. And and enemies have 10% less life, which is really hard to figure out. Although I guess we have an enemy amount or a life amount. This is, let's see, 4 DPS, so 8 DPS, plus mental swiftness. And this one is 11.25 divided by 3, 3.75, so about 4.75 DPS. Yeah, I definitely think we need a balance simulator eventually, but I don't want to make one today for this. So here's the real problem with having done any of this, because really none of this matters. The real problem is you are only fighting solo in the very beginning of the game. So yes, if you were just considering solo stats, the warrior sucks compared to the mage, but the warrior is supposed to be like half a tank essentially. So they end up getting an ability where I just hire the adventurers here. The warrior gets this, for example, raise your shield while taunt is active, reducing damage taken by up to, let's debug grand points here, up to 75%. Wait, it says power bonus there. That shouldn't be there. Power bonus. Yeah, didn't realize the tooltip was broken. Then what does this say? Yeah, and this increases your chance to counterattack. So you could take less damage, and you can give yourself attack buffs and stuff. Yeah, this is all going to be really, really tough to figure out eventually. Because even with a simulator, it's like, are you basing it on sort of average party composition? Yeah, I have no idea. And I did vary their stats a little bit, although 2 fortitude means kind of nothing because it's 2 divided by 500. So it's a 0.4% damage reduction. Oh, man. Which I guess is better than nothing, but it might as well be nothing. Yeah, and knowing that these are the numbers that we have, at least for now, I wonder if we should just stop you from getting the warrior class first, because it's such a stark difference from the other ones that your battles would take longer and your experience might be impacted. Yeah, what if we just always unlock the classes in a particular order, like mage first, then rogue? Because in the future, you'll be able to choose. And when you choose, at least you'll feel like, well, I made a choice. It wasn't just a game stuck me with a warrior. Yeah, I think let's just start you with the rogue. Sure, let's do that. So where do we even hire a random adventurer? In here, hire a random. This isn't going to be random anymore. It's going to be like hire next adventurer. Yeah, this just gets a set of the ones you can hire. All right, so here's what I'll do. This is pretty hacky here, but for right now, do we have how many adventurers you currently own? No. So int num adventurers. There it is. So if num adventurers is equal to 0, then the one that you're gonna hire first is gonna be the rogue. Else the mage. Else this. And then everyone after that will be just the thing that was sampled. Hey, Matt. Okay, let's go make sure this worked. So you should always hire in the order rogue, mage, warrior. So I click once, rogue, mage, warrior. Perfect. That means they'll always show up in this order over here. Which means that the very first battle you get into will always be a rogue versus one enemy, which now makes it easier for us to balance. So yeah. Tried the tab container node for your skill tree. Looks interesting. You can just add a bunch of regular container nodes and switch between the container contents. Might work for other stuff too. I haven't tried that, no. I think we're going to need to put some thought into the UI eventually for all of this. But yeah, I just don't think for checkpoint number 1 we're going to do it. Hang on one sec. My wife is calling and she knows I'm streaming. Hang on. All right, I'll be right back. My wife forgot something. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, well, it normally is important. This was another instance of the cat's on my lap and I need something. And I said you should plan for this ahead of time. She just loves that cat too much. That is important. That is not important. It's sort of like day 2 of cat ownership then maybe. Hey, Smidgon. Welcome in. Okay, so this plans out the order. Now, what I was going to take a look at here is how long does this battle take? And I think the best thing to do is just time it. So let's go time it. Battle. I guess the instance has a battle. So how do you get times in C#? Get time in milliseconds, yeah. Date time.now.ticks. Okay, that works. There's probably like a, yeah, there's a stopwatch class. We can just use that probably. All right, let's do that. So make a stopwatch, call start, and then eventually call stop and get the elapsed time. And then format it. Hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds. Let's copy this in. Because the cat's not on your lap. Hey, Endorn. Thanks for the resub. How have you been, Endorn? Set up a load of battles for IA previously, didn't you? Probably worth doing something similar. I think it is generally worth doing, but I think there was also, we were planning for many, many levels in Idle Ascendance. So Idle Ascendance was like the max level was roughly 50. And we were planning on having you like progress through all those levels. This time around, we might say like the max level is 3. So it's not as important to have like perfect balance. This is just to give you an idea of how the game's going to work. Busy and tired, sleeping worse than normal. Do you block out all the light in your room when you sleep? Or is it a temperature thing? Hey, Woodgut. Because I was going to say, one of the best changes we made was just getting like blackout blinds close to all my light. Yeah. Yeah, and then temperature is obviously a big thing too. And it's harder whenever it's a transition period between seasons. Yeah, so I'm gonna copy paste this in here. And let's save this off. Stopwatch. Stopwatch equals new. Start. And then where does the battle end? Right here. Yeah, so now we do that. Why is this? Oh, stopwatch can't be found. Make field read only, sure. Unused field. How does it think it's unused? Oh, because I didn't capitalize the W. All right, sure. Name can be simplified. I think we can delete this entire thing though, right? All right, we don't need hours in here. So we delete this. And then subtract 1 from these. There. All right. We gotta put this up here. Cool. Hey, September. Yeah, playable demo in 2 days. I mean, it's not going to be super involved or extensive. Don't have an AC or something, so the temperature is close to 80 degrees Fahrenheit in the bedroom. Whoa. Yeah. September, please try to watch your segmenting. You know it, Endured. You know it. A joke that never gets old. Hey, Hagerman. I'm not using a thread. The thread.sleep was there because of the thing I copy pasted from. They don't give you time you can diff with? Is it because it's another thread? Yeah. There's the thread thing is not actually a concern here. Let's try this now. So it should just log how much time this takes. This thing will die pretty soon. There we go. It did not log anything because I'm guessing I did not print it to the right spot. No, I did not. gd.print is what I meant to do. And of course, the C# thing that I found wouldn't talk about that. Are you measuring the instance time? Just accumulate delta? Yeah, I could just accumulate delta. This is just a quick way of doing things. And I think this should be good. It should also log it in a nice way. Or we should see a printout. Yeah, runtime. So that was 7 seconds. So I'm guessing it's always going to be that amount of time because I don't think there's any variance with the rogue. Well, there's tiny amounts of variance, but in general, I think it should always pretty much be the same. Yeah. In fact, I'm surprised it's exactly the same. I'm pretty sure it could be slightly different. Oh, no, it can't be because the cooldowns all get reset at the beginning. So there's no randomness at when this gets used. It was idle ascendance that wasn't the case. Okay, yeah. So battles are always going to take about 7 seconds here. Sorry for the weird question, but when you were young, did you share a computer with someone? Yes. That is a strange question. I'm curious why you're asking it. All right, now level 2 battle is pretty much the same thing, but just with 2 characters, which I don't even think you're going to win. Maybe you win? Okay, no, it does look like you might win this. Although I want you to lose these battles. Yeah, I won and it took roughly double the time. It didn't take double the time because Cloak of Shadows got to run for its full duration. What OS am I using? I've got, I'm using Mac OS. So, all right, I had said I wanted this to take maybe roughly like 20 seconds. And part of the reason for that was that I don't want you to have to click this button every 7 seconds. Like start a battle, start a battle, start a battle. Graphics card can be almost anything. So I want to do dev and some light gaming. Do people have recommendations? Probably, yeah, I was going to say Discord might be easier, but people can feel free to answer here too. I always just end up going to PC part picker and just choosing what seems good at the time. Part of the problem with having battles last for too long is that there's not a lot going on in them. You are just watching this life bar get lower and lower. But yeah, I think we'll make enemy life a bit higher. Where do we do that? In all instance data? Yeah. So instead of 50, I guess if it took 7 seconds and we wanted to take roughly triple that time, then we'd probably roughly triple the life. And maybe you still win this fight. You probably do. I like the typo, Carlos. Plenty of worse power. All right, yeah, I think you're still guaranteed to win this, and this should take roughly 20-ish seconds. Yep, 20.79. Yeah, all right, I think that's probably slightly too long. Let's set it to 100. Okay. Well, anyway, that's the first battle. And then through that, you should get some items. And I mean, you do get items. You get 1 to 3 potions. And potions currently sell for 3. So we got to think about this too. What are the upgrades that we have in the game, and what do we want you to be able to get first? So cost of everything, hiring adventurers, leveling up, upgrading storeroom, upgrading shops, and hiring workers. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So you should probably always lose the second instance until you have more adventurers. Yeah, we can change that in a bunch of different ways. Then I'll say consider tinting skeleton enemies based on the instance, just to make them look slightly different. Yeah. So I think the first thing I'd probably want you to do is get another adventurer. And yeah. Well, I want you to, as a player, I want you to have a choice of how you go about doing this. So I guess really just any of these things need to be priced accordingly. And if you're getting like $3 per fight, in fact, I guess it's pretty much $6 per fight that you're getting. Yeah. Like I hire an adventurer, I start battle. This will take about 15 seconds. And then when I win, I get, I think, 1 to 3 potions. We should probably just always set it to 2. Yeah, so I got 2 potions. My worker goes and does this. I can start another battle in that time. This drops it off. Goes and gets another potion. And then this battle will finish. Yeah, so this is kind of interesting. Your battle rate might exceed the rate at which your skeleton can sell potions. Although if it does, it's like just barely exceeding it. Yeah, no, now it'll put 2 more down, right? Okay, so we should probably just always give you 2 potions at the least. Yeah. And we can make everything that you get at first cost like small amounts of money. Maybe let's try that. We'll say your first adventurer will cost, I guess, knowing you're going to get $12 each time. Although, no, actually, that might not be true. You don't have to get $12 each time. We can make it so this grants you up to, let's say, like 5 potions. In fact, we could say like 3 to 6 here. Yeah. So now if you had 6 spots, you get $18 per fight. But also, I guess I don't know. You can, sequence break and get an upgrade that I didn't expect you to get early on. And then it would invalidate this. Also, you might have a bad time. All right, well, let's just set some numbers here and see what happens. So new adventure costs 30. Leveling up an adventurer, sure, could be 100. Actually, I think this is something I want you to be able to do somewhat frequently. Yeah, let's say like 10, 20, 30. Storeroom upgrade costs. Your first one should be pretty cheap. Maybe 5, then 8, then 13, 21. We'll use some Fibonacci numbers here, and then we'll just cap it at like 50. And workers should probably be more expensive. 50, 75. Okay. Yeah, your first one is free. Your second one costs 30, and you only have one other one you can get. Maybe that should be like 500. Okay, let's just mess around with that for a little bit, see what happens. Like I said, very unscientific approach to this. So the only, I start with $500 though. I don't want to start with any money. Town money equals 0. There we go. Okay, so I start with no money. I can't upgrade anything, not enough money. The shops cost how much? 100. Oh, I didn't plan for that, did I? Where does that come in? Shopkeep. Cost equals get upgrade cost. What is this function? Get number of item displays times 100. We should probably do this the same way we did over here. Yeah, so we'll say shop upgrade cost. Now, upgrading the shop doesn't really change too much at first. So maybe we set this to like, I don't know, 15. It's not even gonna be obvious what this is doing. Yeah, maybe we just have it be 15 no matter what. And then in the shop itself, we do the same stuff we did in that other file. So where's the other file? Let's just search for... It's not like this was very hard code to come up with, but still, might as well just take it from here. Oh, nice. We have an entire thing. Public static int get, it should just know what I want, right? Get cost of next shop upgrade. Cool. So num shops. It's not num shops. It's like num item displays or something like that. Num item displays. And this should be -1. Looks good, I think. We'll test it out, don't worry. So this is just going to be return cost functions. There we go. Does not contain a definition for that? Must have a different name then. Get cost of next shop upgrade. And then what did I code this as? 15. Okay, let's do 15, 17, 19. Just to test that this works. I want to make sure I did this correctly. Hey, Zardy. So let's grant ourselves some money. Grant money. Okay, now we upgrade the shop. It costs 15. Then it should cost 17. Then it should cost 19 forever. Yeah. 19, 19, 19. Yep. Cool. Okay, go to that correctly. So let's just have it cost 15 no matter what. This is not the final balance. Also, I think this is going to be really hard to balance with just one currency. There might need to be some time component or a second kind of currency or something. I'm not talking like microtransaction stuff. I just mean there's, when you have something like 6 different things you can put money into, having them all take the same money makes it hard to know what players are going to end up doing here. And maybe, I don't know, there's a couple different ways you can kind of plan progression. One of the ways you could do this is you could say like, let's say you have a bunch of things you can buy, A, B, C, and D. And let's say there are different tiers of those things you get. So maybe it costs like 5 and then 50 and then 500. And the same general thing happens with all of this. So this one might be like 6 and then 75 and then 400 or something. You know, they all have their progressions. And so the way as a player you would probably go through this is you'd probably unlock like columns at a time. So you get the first upgrade of everything, then the second upgrade of everything, then the third upgrade of everything. And that's not too bad. That's probably what we'll end up doing. Yeah. Probably need to plan how progression will look. E.g. if there are 5 things to buy and the costs go up by 10x each time, then you'll upgrade each thing once, then each thing another time, etc. Have I made any past games you can play? And hey, Goose. Yeah, Ophog is one of them. Botland was another one, but it's not playable. Are there any things that are actually playable out there? I made a bunch of like random games, but I don't tend to keep them in a playable state. Yeah, I guess Ophog is kind of the only one that's out there right now. Trying to think if there's anything else. Hey, weirdo. Okay, so we're gonna go test this out. All right, so we hire our first adventurer. Then we start a battle. Oh yeah, I never actually looked at the time that this takes. I want to see how much time it takes. I think it should be about 14 to 15 seconds. Yeah, 14 seconds. Okay, but that gives you your items. Skeleton goes and restocks the item, and then you sell it. At this point, you might be watching this happen as a new player, and then wondering like, oh, that's it? I just got $6? And I guess I should have started another battle 14 seconds ago. So now you could upgrade your storeroom, and since that's the only thing you can buy, you might buy this, which then makes it so that you'll get another potion. And at that point, you might want another worker. Yeah. So now you'll get $9. So maybe we should make the first worker cost 10. Yeah. So then after selling all of those items, which takes a long time, then you get your next worker. So now you'd have 2 workers who could go and bring items there. Yeah. I like this idea in general. And it's also fine to kind of keep the player on rails by just keeping things cheap enough. And if you end up skipping things, then that's fine. What I don't want you to do is get to like going into the second level instance and then kind of invalidating all this stuff early on. So I'm going to do this again, although I'm not going to keep testing this every single time because it's going to take a long time. We can't start another battle because I don't have an adventurer. There we go. So my skeleton goes and grabs a potion, then runs all the way to the alchemist shop. I think this is good though. This is building out the goals you have as a player. So, okay, I now have enough money to upgrade my storeroom. So I upgrade it. Now I have 3 things. And now I'm like, wow, I really want to be able to place these things faster. So I would want to get a worker, which guess what? I'm going to have exactly enough money to do that pretty soon. Yeah. I could also make the workers a little bit smarter. Right now they have to wait 2 seconds in between everything they do. There's no real reason for that. All right. We're going to get our money. There we go. So now we have 2 workers. But they don't have 2 places to put potions down. So we'd want to upgrade the shop next. It's cool though. It's cool seeing how this is playing out. I don't know about the pacing just yet, and we could speed some of this stuff up. We could just lower enemy life, for example. But we're about to get enough money to upgrade this shop. There we go. Now we upgrade this. Wait, what? Not enough money. Oh, it's 15? It's supposed to be 10. Okay. Let's have it be 10 and then 15. All right, well, by now I should have 15, right? Yeah. So now we upgrade the shop. And now you'd probably want to upgrade the storeroom again. Now at this point, the first instance is going to start to not give you maximum amount of potions every single time because it gives you somewhere between 3 to 6. So we might fill up all of these. In fact, we likely will. And now that you have 2 workers, you'll go sell the items faster. So then the next thing you'd probably want to do is make your battles go faster. And that's where you would click level up. But leveling up doesn't really do a whole lot right now. It does give you a skill point. So you could choose, I guess you could do this, and then we can see how fast the next battle is. So if I just make this 10% faster, the battle should go 10% faster. So let's start a battle and see what happens. They were running at about 14 seconds. And now I'd expect them to be at like 12.6, I guess. 12.6. Look at that. 10% faster. Hey, Miguel. Keep in mind the worker's path right now is shorter because he goes straight to the shop. Worker's path is shorter because he goes straight to the shop. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, eventually. But the other thing is we happen to put all the storeroom displays at the top of the storeroom. We could put those at the bottom so that when they're following paths, they are closer to where they need to be. So yeah, that sped up the battle. We could level them up again, and we can get an even quicker battle. Now you'll be earning items even faster. So there should be another 1.4 seconds off, bringing it to 10.2. Right? 11.2. Oh yeah, my bad. I just subtracted wrong. All right, now leveling up is a little bit expensive, and so is hiring an adventurer. In fact, this is kind of interesting because your stats don't really need to go up when you level up. You could just get everything through skill points, but I don't think it's a good idea. I think that your stats probably should go up. So if we started a level 2 battle, could we win this? We probably can. And if we do win this, then we start getting more expensive items, which is going to break everything. Upgrade the storeroom again. Battle lost. But. Okay. Yeah, I think this is going well so far. So now let's make it that when you level up, you actually get stats. Do I have this? Yeah, make leveling up work. It should actually increase your stats. Okay, so for this, we have adventurer data. This gives you the starting stats. So 10 power, 2 fortitude, 200 life. And we need something that controls how this increases as you level. And for that, we could just have functions that take in a level and return how much power you should have at that level. Actually, if we're only planning on having 20 levels in the game, we could just make an array of 20 things. And that way, at any given point, you can see exactly what the power should be. Like, what if instead of specifying 12, I specified something like 12 and then 13, 14, 17, 20, 25, 32, something like that. Because the way that I did this for Idle Ascendants is I had a get power function, and it took in a level. Actually, it was get power increase, and it took in a level. And it might say something like return level. This is somewhat hard to figure out what's actually going on, because it's 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So you have the triangle numbers. And sure, you can add these up. You know that this is 15, but like if I just gave you number 8, it's kind of hard off the top of your head to figure that out. Plus, you need to know what the base power was. So maybe it's like your base power is 12 plus all of this. So this is actually 27. So yeah, I think it might be easier to just list them out as an array for now. This is Godot, yeah. Godot and C#. This looks way different from the prototype I played. Yeah, Idle Ascendants was just the battle prototype of this game. Okay, I am leaning toward doing something like this, which means we need to come up with 20 times 9, 180 values. Although we're not really doing a whole lot there. This is where having... Well, how many levels do we really expect for checkpoint number 1? Maybe we let you level up like 10 times or something. Quick strike, quicker strike. I like it. It's like goofy enough that if the game didn't have a bunch of those sorts of things that made you wonder, does this person speak English as their native language? Then it can be seen as humor, but otherwise it'd sound like laziness. So I'm hoping it's taken as humorous. Yeah, I think let's plan for 10 levels. Plan for 10 levels in the first checkpoint. Quickest strike. Do I want to do things this way? I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. For fortitude, I don't even know what we're going to have. Fortitude is kind of weird because it's a percentage decrease. In fact, I could have written these out as percentages. It could have been like 0 0.00, 0 0.01, 0 0.02. This is practically pointless because like negating 2% of the damage. I guess 2% of the damage isn't too bad. But negating, 0.4% of the damage it might as well just be 0. So yeah, I don't know what these numbers should be exactly. Isn't GDScript more powerful in Godot than C#? Kind of new to Godot. It's not necessarily more powerful. I don't think there's any functionality you can only do in one of the languages. There are some convenience things that only exist in one of the languages. So for example, GDScript has, what's it called? On-ready variables, which are nice. The reason I linked to this document, by the way, in YouTube chat is because of this. Why am I not using GDScript is, so I wrote a little thing out here. But C# has a lot of expressiveness that GDScript doesn't have. So on ready variables, there's this concept. I forgot which game engine you're using, Hagerman. I don't remember if it's Godot, Unity, or Unreal. So I'm going to just explain this for everybody. But the Godot has this concept of a ready function, which means that okay, got it, yeah. Which means that your scene has entered the tree, and now you can access nodes in that scene. So you typically have a pattern of something like, and Den, thanks for resubbing. Already 6 months, time does fly fast. Well, thanks for watching. You had a very quick onboarding into wanting to be a sub. So I'm glad you still been enjoying it after all this time. The pattern that you have in Godot is a lot of things like this. Like I have a skill tree in my scene. So I define it here, and then in my ready function, I fetch where it is. Well, this is taking up a bunch of code in my ready function. And why even have to do that? In GDScript, what you can do is you could say this is an onReady variable and then just set its path here. So you say something like get node, whatever, foo/bar. And that way you just cut out a line of code later. But C# does not have this mechanism. So you just can't do that. You need to put another line in your ready function. Yeah, there's little things that are slightly different. Okay, I think it's break time. So yeah, plan for 10 levels in the checkpoint. Maybe just make an array of length 10 and assign those values when you level up. Question, should it be total power or the power boost? Probably total power. Yeah. So it's an event when something is loaded, but ends up being a lot of bloated boilerplate after a while, tedious extra step. Yeah, although it's not a lot. It's like however many things you have in your tree that you want to get. So if I have, let's say, these 5 things, you'd have 5 extra lines of code in C#, but in Godot, you just, so instead, in GD script, you'd have 5 total lines. In C#, you'd have 10 total lines. So it's not a huge difference. It is 2x, but it's, yeah, it's just 1 extra line per thing. All right, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to come back in about 3-4 minutes, and we're going to just keep going with this stuff. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to play this game that we're about to play, you have to be on Twitch chat, so I'll link in the chat if you want. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Hey, everybody. Close the game. Let's keep going with this. So I want to manifest level information here. And I want the first few levels to not be a huge jump in power. So yeah, +1, +1. Then let's go to +2, +2. Then +3, +4, +5. So 1, 2. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want 2 more of these. 9 and 10. Sure, whatever that. All right, then fortitude, let's just set it to 0 for all of these. And life, let's have it increase by a tiny amount. 155, 160, 165. 1, 1. Wait. 1 + 1. Yeah. I'm not necessarily trying to follow a formula here. I'm just seeing what I did for the power values and sort of following suit for that. This would be like 170, 180, 195, 215, 240. Sure, whatever, that's good enough. Yeah. Okay. Now, this is not starting power. This is going to be a float array. Properties should not return arrays. Okay, well, it can be an iRead-only list. That's fine. I don't know why I only did this for one. There we go. Should be the same syntax. Okay. Now we do that for these two. So the warrior was supposed to start at less power but have more fortitude. So let's do the same kind of general thing here. 11, 12. +2, +3, +4, +5, +6, +7. Yeah, I kind of want to tone all these down by a little bit. Like, let's subtract 1 for all of these. And then for the end ones, let's subtract 2. Yeah, so you'll end up at like 36 power. Now, fortitude-wise, we said you started at 2. Remember, 2 is very, very little damage mitigation. So maybe we'll start it at 5. That's 1% damage mitigation. Then 2%, then 3%, 4%. Yeah, I think going up to 10% is totally fine. In which case, I think this thing can just fill out the rest of the sequence for us, right? Yeah. And then life-wise, you were supposed to start at 200. So going up by, how's this? Yeah, it's whatever. It sounds good enough. None of these are like final values or need to be that solid. All right, mage. Mage is all about dealing damage. Yeah, I guess just raw stats are, I don't know, let's just take the same growth as the rogue and just subtract 2 from all of these. Oops. There, no one will know. And then we will not give you any benefit to fortitude, and life values we said were about 30 higher than the rogue. So let's do that. Make them about 30 higher. There we go. Okay, there are our values. Now we need to take those values into account. So instead of starting power, this is going to be like power per level, and then fortitude per level, and life per level. Then we figure out where these things are being used, which should only be in one spot. I think in the adventurer constructor. Why is it not working? Uh-oh, that's not good. That's really not good. Yeah, why didn't it change those? Huh. All right, well, life per level dot get. There's no get. There is a level though. Level -1. Yeah. And then same thing with these. The word starting turns into per level, and this is level -1. All right, I think that's probably good. Let's go test that. The first thing I'm going to do to test is just level up the character a bunch of times and see if the values match up. I don't see why they wouldn't, but you never know. So hire adventurer. So 150, 12, 0. That is this, 150, 12, 0. Good. And then we grant ourselves a bunch of money and level up the adventurer. And this doesn't get updated here. I don't think anything knows to update it. I don't actually know if it's wrong though. Let's see if we switch. No, it's probably just wrong. Yeah, it's probably just wrong. We need to also set your battle stats on the adventurer. Okay, yeah, so we got to search for this. This is done through the town. Here it is. So go through each adventurer. This is just their adventurer component though. We need a level up thing. I'll probably throw this in stat computations. Stat computations. We'll do public static void set adventurer level node entity into level. Cool. And then call that function from town stat computations. This is the adventurer and their level, which is actually going to be, that's correct. Oh, wait, it can't be set because we don't know how many total points you've had. And we can figure that out, but I think it's probably better to just do like level up adventurer. Yeah. There. All right. Hey, Smoo. Level up adventurer. And we don't need to pass in the level. We can get that right from this thing. So that's where this comes in. So add to their level, add to their number of available skill points, then get their stats. Battle stats component. Stats. Get that. So stats.power is going to be equal to, you need to get the adventurer data. AC.adventure class, yep. All right, perfect. And then just duplicate this. Actually, we don't even need to duplicate it. It probably already knows. Yeah. This is great. Come on, you can do it. Max life. Oh, that's in the health component though. That's why. All right, health component. Health. Does this have something for setting the max life? It technically does, but it doesn't also set the current life. So maybe, do we have heal to full? We just have a heal? No, yeah. How do I want to do this? I could just make set be something a little bit different here. What is public? We could just change both life and max life. Yeah. Okay. Max life equals this, and then life equals max life. Life cannot be used because set is what? Hidden? Yep. Okay, fine. I don't always probably want to change the life when you change max life. So maybe like set life and restore to full. Set max life and restore to full. Yep. And then float max life. Cool. Now do this from over here. Why are we all spamming numbers? That's for Jump Royale. It's a stream minigame that we play where you specify how you want to jump in the game. I guess chat history can make that a bit confusing. We're all part of a jump cult. All right, I think this is correct now. Now there's one extra part of this, which is updating the skill tree when you level up. Oh, nice. Already it's there. Cool. So this should just work. Let's go test it. And then, of course, the values should match up with what I just did. So let's try this out. We're going to grant a bunch of money and check out the skill tree. So here we have 150 life and 12 power. We level up. 155 and 13. 160 and 14. 170 and 16. Yep, looks like it's fine. Now it's eventually going to hit the limit to this. Yeah, and then it just starts breaking. So we'll just not let you level up outside of the number of things that we manifested. So let's set a game constants. We'll just do a max level, max adventurer level equals 10. This will eventually be higher, probably not too much higher, maybe 20. But yeah, for now, so if you don't have the money, well, actually, not even if you don't have the money, how about we do if adventurer level is greater than or equal to the maximum, adventurer is already at max level. Yeah. One of the validations that should be done in adventurer data is to make sure that we have enough for each level. So let's do that. So now make sure each adventurer has enough. Actually, we don't even need to do that, do we? We could just do it in the constructor. Oh no, this does not have a proper constructor, huh? Okay, well, make sure each adventurer has enough levels defined, I guess. So for each key value pair, I only actually care about the values of this. No, I guess I care about the keys so that I can print out which adventurer has the wrong one. Key value pair, adventurer class, pair, in data. If count is less than max adventurer level. Yeah, we'll just consolidate all these into one thing. I don't think the error message needs to be that clear. Like you didn't put enough power values in or something like that. Yeah. All right, so pair.value.power per level. Adventurer does not contain that. Oh, this is adventurer data. Which means I just put a scene scripts thing that I don't need. Okay, so now if we omit 335 here and then start the game, it should immediately error at us. Is it Copilot? Yes, it is. Yeah, and it's been great. So the error did not print out, which means that something is wrong. We go through each of these, and if the count is less than the max adventurer level for all of these, yeah, then throw a new exception. I mean, this maybe not system exception, maybe like illegal. What do we call this? I don't even know what we call this. Dictionary. Where was that validator thing that I did? Just an exception. Okay, no, I guess system.exception is fine then. I just don't want to scope it that way. I want to just use it. So yeah, why is this not working the way I would expect? Life per level 1, 2. Oh, whoops, these are supposed to be ores, that's why. Oh man. I'm just not paying attention as I'm coding. All right, now we should have gotten an error, right? Yep. And this should print something. It doesn't need to be, you know, super in depth. Copy message. It should say something about the, yeah, mage. Mage does not have enough levels defined. I should probably clarify this. Does not have stats defined for each level. Yeah. Odds are that this is going to all change anyway at some point. It's not necessarily bad, and it's very readable. You can tell at level 5, for example, what power you have here, but it could maybe be done a little bit better. In fact, yeah, I'm not going to think about this right now. It doesn't matter. It's good for now. Okay, so I think that's working. So now you can level up. So leveling up doesn't change your stats so drastically that you can all of a sudden take on a stronger instance on your own. I want to make sure that's the case. Now we go to all instance data, and that is not all instance data, all instance data. So the second instance has 2 enemies instead of 1, and they have 150 life instead of 100. They should probably do more damage. They should probably... They don't need to mitigate more damage because they have more life. It's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of another. So if you could beat one enemy with 100 life on your own, then when you have another party member, you should be able to beat 2 enemies with 200 life that are doing more damage, especially if you leveled up already. Let's try that out. Okay, also the expected value of this, 3 to 6 potions will work out to 4.5 times 3, which is 13.5. So 13.5 is how much you expect to get out of this. This is 2 to 5 cloaks, so that is 3.5 times 10, so expected value is 35. And this is 3 to 9, which is 6 times 15, which is 90. Yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable. It's roughly tripling each time. Oh, except for we should probably increase the power of these guys too, huh? Maybe 400 and maybe 20. I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be good. But that means you should get absolutely crushed if you try going to the other instance. So let's go try that out. You go into level 2. And you can see this thing's barely losing any life. And meanwhile, you're almost dead. So how long does it take to die? 11 seconds. So you start battle 1 instead. Okay, so skipping over some of this, let's grant money and let's level up the adventurers a couple times. By the way, that should not impact the current battle. Yeah, it doesn't. So how many times did I level up? Level 5. And we'll put a bunch of points in a quicker strike. And now a level 1 battle, how long does that take? Yeah, they're doing more damage, they're doing it faster. Maybe there should also be a speed stat, I'm not sure, but that battle took 6 seconds. Can they win battle 2 on their own now? Probably. Yeah, it looks like they're going to. Yeah. No, maybe not. I don't know. It's a little close. Yeah, they won. That was level 5, though. They can't win level 3, right? That should be impossible. Because it was close at level 2. Yeah, no, they're definitely dying. Okay, so that's certainly a loss. Now we hire another adventurer. We got the mage. Now we're going to increase the mage's something here. I don't know, these skills. And go back into level 2. This should... Yeah, dungeons are looking good. You can thank Darkstorm for that. Yeah, this is... Whoa, like, super easy win. Wow. Yeah, in fact, I bet they can maybe even win level 3. This is kind of a problem. You can't tell how much life an enemy has left because the damage numbers go out of the top of them. Wonder if we should put the life bars at the bottom. Oh, no, they won't win this. Whoa, they're super dying. Okay. Well, what happens if we throw a warrior in the mix and give the warrior shields up? So now the warrior will taunt every 6 seconds. And then while taunting, they'll take less damage and they'll, I think, counter more frequently. No, they won't counter more frequently. All right, warrior's like half dead over here. But yeah, this fight looks like it's going to be a win. Yep. So pretty easy to win if you're level 5. And then you'll start selling axes in your store. Yeah, so I wonder where this inflection point is. Like getting a third adventurer is increasing your power by at least 50%. Probably actually more than that. So if we just hire, let's see, if we just hire adventurers at level 1 and we go into battle number 2, do we win this? Oh, I have a speed up button for this reason. Let's increase the game speed. Yes, we very easily win this. So we got to make your third adventurer cost enough so that you don't do that. And if your expected value out of this, oh, I already deleted it. Oh, I guess I have them in comments though. 35. So if you get $35 per time, then your next adventure should probably cost you like 120. Yeah, so then the problem becomes if you just get to this too soon, you'll crush every battle without even needing to level up. But that's probably fine. This is just for checkpoint number 1. I feel like it doesn't need to be very tightly tuned here. Yeah. So if the only cheat we use is to increase the game speed, and we hire an adventurer, go into a battle. Okay, we get our items. We upgrade the storeroom. We go into another battle. Now we get 3 items at a time. So now we can get our first worker. Now not only do we get 3 items per time, but we have 2 workers to go put them back. And then what's the next upgrade that probably makes sense? Probably upgrading the shop. Yep. Any future plans for text or font that's pixel art styled? I am torn on that. I was looking through a bunch of popular games and seeing what they did for those things. So Stardew Valley text. I guess it's not a true type font, but actually, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I was looking at a bunch of different games and just seeing how they did things. And I kind of like where we are with this. But I don't know for sure. These are the kinds of things I'm just a bad judge of as well. Okay, so if we tried going into a level 2 battle, we lose. If we level up the adventurer, you still are probably going to lose. Yeah. And I wonder how many level ups it would take for you to just win that battle on your own. Let's level up one more time. Get a point into that. Can we win level 2 yet? Not even close. And now leveling up costs 120. What was I thinking? Maybe 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, something like that. Did I get 10 in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I think you only need 9 because it's 9 level ups to get to level 10. All right, well, then that's the wall that you hit here. And then you want to hire your next adventurer, which costs a decent amount of money. I guess upgrading the storeroom again is good. Then at some point you run into a wall there. Yeah, neat. Now you want another worker. Next worker probably shouldn't cost 75. Maybe even 50 is probably fine. And then once you have that many workers, you're probably just set. Then everyone after that can cost 75. All right, so I'm finally going to hire another adventurer here. And now I think we can win the next battle. Yep. Now we start getting better items. The next adventure costs 500. Did I change that? Oh, because that's the final part of the game, basically. That's not really a smart move, I think. Yeah, I didn't even upgrade the mage. I want you to be able to explore how some of these skill points work, though. So maybe I need to make level ups. Maybe I just need to add more battles. I don't know. But yeah, it takes quite a long time to get to 500 money. And I've got this already super sped up. We could just make cloaks give you more money per thing. Yeah. All right, and we stand no chance of winning the 3rd battle still, yeah. All right, let's finish this off, get our last 35 that we need, got it. Now we hire our final adventurer, then we can level them up. Now does that let us win? No, we lost. But now we should win this battle even faster. In the future, you're going to be able to join instances with only, let's say, 1 or 2 of your party members. So you'd be able to have multiple battles going on. That's actually something that maybe I should change it so level 1 battle only takes 1 adventurer. Yeah, I should probably do that. Yeah, that's very smart. But which one would it take? Huh. Make instances only take a number of adventurers based on which level it is. So like forest, only take 1. Dungeon, only take 2. And volcano, take all 3. Okay, I like that idea. So we level up, we get another skill point for everybody. Do we win that battle yet? Yes, we do. So all it takes is being level 4. And if we want that to take longer, then we need to increase the power of the enemies, probably. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. A lot of this, again, the entire point we're doing any of this is just to see on Friday, do people have enough of a goal in the game that they want to play and want to figure out how to do whatever their goal is? And the only goal you'll really have here is beat level 3, I guess. But yeah, I want to show off the many battle system. So storeroom upgrade costs keep going up like that. I want you to see what it's like to get lots of items. In fact, you know what? Maybe it's not so bad to set this to 500 and to make the level up cost go up by more, like 30, 50, 70, 90, and so on and so forth. 150. Yeah, let's go make that change. So when you start a level 1 instance, how do you even start an instance? Start level 1 battle. Here it is. All right, create instance. And we get the available adventurers. I guess we're just going to randomly sample however many we need for this. Yeah. All instance data. All right, let's add in something new here then. Let's say the maximum number of adventurers, 1, 2, and 3. And you won't be able to pick just yet, but that's fine. Now we go look at this. That's not what I wanted. And we say int max num adventurers. Cool. This is not what I want. Just go into this again. So if the count is greater than, where's the, we don't have the instance data here. Okay, let's get it. Instance data, instance data. It should know what I want. Good, cool. What is an int? Int stands for integer, which is just any positive, well, actually it's any whole number essentially. So like -7, -8 is an integer, 0 is an integer, and you know whatever this number is an integer. What is not an integer is a decimal value like 4.2, an imaginary number, I don't know, any other thing you could think of here. Oh, int question mark. Oh. Int question mark is potentially null integer. So let me see where we saw that here. Yeah, this. So for example, this is get free instance slot. There might not be a free instance slot. So in that case, we might have this be null. Yeah, potentially null. Yeah. So int can only be whole numbers, and int question mark can be whole numbers or null. So in a lot of other languages, you have this as like an optional value or an option or something like that. And that way you have to handle both cases that come out of this. And that's essentially how this is working, similar to JS optional chaining. Could numbers be, yeah, I guess JavaScript doesn't have static types, so at any point you can assign whatever you're doing to null. So yeah, something like that. The chaining though is not on the type definition, it's on the usage of the variable. So if you have something like like an int question mark slot number, uh, I don't think you can use optional chaining for integers. Maybe you can with something like value, I don't know. But typically you'd have it with some like object and you'd call some function here, method call. This is optional chaining. This is saying if it's defined, then perform the method call. Otherwise, just sort of ignore this line. In TypeScript, you can do the same thing. Yeah, so TypeScript would have it. But the reason JavaScript wouldn't is because while there is typing, it's dynamic and anything can be set to null or a string or a number at any given time. All right, so why is this a problem? Oh, it's the max number of vectors. So if you have more than the maximum number, then what we're going to do here is we're going to set adventurers equal to adventurers.sample. Actually, we don't even, this doesn't need to be an optional thing that we have here. Yeah, sure thing. All right, so I think this will work. Let's go test that. So the forest only allows for one character at a time. No overload method add takes 3 arguments. What did I mess up here? Oh, what, did I accidentally delete something? No. What's going on here? All instance data has a problem. Oh, this. Oh my God. All right, we want these numbers to be over here. So it's number of enemy characters, number of player characters. I know they're the same right now. I think I'm gonna put the number of adventurers first. So it shouldn't require any change because these numbers are always exactly the same. They're kept in sync, but that wouldn't necessarily have been the case if we'd had more instances or actually, had proper data in the game. So now if I hire 3 adventurers, grant money, hire, and I start a battle, it'll only start, yeah, nice. Only start with 1 character per battle. And the reason I want to do this is because this lets you get an idea for parallelized battles. Hey, Apta. So now we upgrade the storeroom a bunch of times. Now you can get, lots of potions, which makes you want lots of workers. Which makes you want to upgrade your shop, but specifically upgrade the alchemist because only the alchemist is being used right now. Yeah, the workers need to get on that. They need to unionize. They only have these cool cloaks. Wait, who was that? Was that the mage? The mage just won that battle like way faster than everybody else. 6 seconds. Yeah, I guess the mage can get lucky with mental swiftness crits. Or procs, not crits. Oh man, mage OP. The rogue is like still fighting the battle from earlier. All right, so the mage won in 15 seconds. Oh no, that wasn't from earlier. Never mind. Whoa, runtime 27 seconds. What? Is that the warrior? I'm gonna. Oh wait, if I were to speed up the game, it would change that. Hey Trackley, how did that take 27 seconds? I guess it all comes down to, oh, the warrior has a chance to miss. So they have a chance to just do no damage. And I guess if they get unlucky, then they do no damage a lot of times in a row. Yeah. Well, too bad for them. Yeah, nice. I like this change a lot. Oh, I didn't test it with the dungeon. And technically that means you can start a dungeon with just 1 character. So I hire adventurer, go to grant money, hire, do this. Yeah, we get 2 characters in there, but they're 2 at random, and you might have different chances of winning depending on which ones went in. But pretty cool. I am digging it. Yeah, I think this was a crucial change to have made. I don't know why I hadn't been thinking about it already. But yeah, that way you've always still got an action you can choose to do. Like, oh, I didn't win that battle? Well, that's okay. I can fight 2 battles in the forest. Wait, we are going to win this? Oh, we are. This is cool. This is super cool. Yeah. Okay. I got to do another couple tests here as though I'm an actual player. So let's go try this out again. Hire an adventurer. We have no money now, so we have to start a battle. There should probably be some nudges into starting battles. I think all of this stuff is mostly fine and kind of figured out. But yeah, this. Consider nudging the player toward actions if a long enough time has passed. Hire your first adventurer, then start a battle. For now, this costs nothing. And expand your storeroom so that you can hold more items after a battle. Away from work for a week and Visual Studio Code has so many updates. Seems like I've been away for a year. I like seeing those updates. A lot of them are really nice. In fact, this quick find thing is such a great feature, and I never even would have thought I wanted it. But I can search for something here like Rogue, and it just shows up right here in this bar, and I can go through all the instances, or I could open it in the sidebar like I'm used to. But yeah, I think this is great, especially when you know what you're looking for and you can find it all very quickly. Yeah, I think that would be a good change. All right, let's keep looking at this. So I start a battle. And I am going to speed this up a little bit. Let's do that, because I don't need to test with the full length of time that other people will need to test for. So you're guaranteed to get $6 from your first instance, which is just enough to upgrade your storeroom, which increases your buying power. We should probably have it print out how many items you're getting from a battle. Print out how many items you're getting from a battle, and maybe how many you're losing by not having the storeroom space. Rogue seems like a better fighter than the warrior. Yeah, so the warrior has, I can't show you because I haven't unlocked the warrior right now, but the warrior has these 3 skills. They have counterattack, they have a single target attack, and they have taunt. And taunt is make the enemies attack. And then it has a couple of modifiers. One is either increase the chance to counter, and the other is decrease damage taken while taunting. So because of this utility, I don't think the warrior is as much of a damage dealer. But these are all things that are very open to interpretation as we continue to develop the game. All right, so I could level up my adventurer, or I could upgrade my storeroom again. I think I'm going to go for that. Let's start another battle. And then I think I'll upgrade the adventurer. Or no, maybe upgrade the shop. We got enough to be able to upgrade the shop, yeah. We just got to wait for the money to come in. And, oh wait, we need another worker though too. Actually, getting a worker is better than upgrading the shop. Yeah. All right, there we go. Now we got 2 workers going and giving us money. Yeah. And then hiring another adventurer would be the best thing. Yeah, let's level them up. Now, what are these other ones? 5% chance for it to crit for 4x the regular damage. So what is that really saying? It's saying adds 20% damage, I guess. Whereas this is saying adds 10% damage. So I guess crit is always better than quicker strike. Well, not technically always. But on a long enough timeline it is. Oh, I can upgrade the shop now too. Nice. Yeah, getting your next adventurer is a very important milestone. And so is upgrading the storeroom some more. Yeah. Is this your first Godot-based game? No, so about 4 years ago, I made that shooter RPG that was just for testing out Godot. Where is that? It's shooter. No, there it is. Yeah, this one was technically my first game in Godot. But this isn't really a real game, I guess. Oh God, right? These stupid controls. I don't have a QWERTY keyboard, so WASD is bonkers. But this was supposed to be sort of like Realm of the Mad God. You move around in this world. you get some abilities. Where are the enemies? There they are. Yeah. Nah. Yeah. Anyway, this is the first game that I had made. And then I guess technically the second game was Idle Ascendants. And this was the battle system for Skeleseller. Of course, with some improvements. Yeah, so getting back to this, I almost have enough money for another adventure. Let's start another battle. And there we go. And this will give me enough for an adventure. We got it. Now we can start 2 instances. Oh, and the mage has a skill point. Oh, let's start 2 instances and then figure it out. I would normally like figuring this out and computing all of this, but I think for now, let's just go with burn. Yeah, so now we want to upgrade the storeroom again so we can hold all these potions we're getting. And I guess you like really, really want to upgrade the storeroom more. So we probably shouldn't have it cost so much to do that. Yeah, how much money am I getting per thing? Like 18? 18. So yeah, having it cost 2 rounds of that isn't so bad. Maybe we'll cap the price of this at... Well, not cap the price. Let's say 30. Then 35, then 40. Then it'll cost... Yeah, something like that. All right, so upgrade that. Oh, we don't have enough. Whoa, mage is powerful. Upgrade storeroom. There we go. Yeah, and I guess this makes me want another worker. They cost 50 though. Yeah, should that be the case? No, probably not. Maybe the next one costs like 40. Yeah. All right, so let's get up to 50 money. So cool. It's neat seeing all this work. There we go. And then that'll let us get another worker. Good. Now we can restock potions even faster. But we need more space to be able to restock. There we go. And I guess even another worker on top of that would let you fill out these items faster. All right, so let's level up the adventurer next. Made the entire Final Fantasy IV world in Godot and Tile to make my own fan game of the before years. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've always been very hesitant about ever making a fan game because they get shut down so often that it just feels like if you just use different sprites, for one, you'd cut out a lot of the appeal of the game. But well, not even profiting from it. Like there have certainly been fan games that have been shut down that never were making money, and yeah, they just got enough attention. Like I think Mario, whatever it was, Mario 35 started that way. There was just some online game. I don't even think there was a way to make money from it. And Nintendo saw it and is like, nope, that's our property. And then they made it. And I know Final Fantasy is Square Enix, but I think they've also been in kind of the same spot. Not as much as Nintendo. But I think they've taken down fan games. But I'm not totally sure. All right, so we got another level now, which can we take on this battle? I guess there's no real point in doing the second level battle if you can get so many potions at once. Because you can just keep your shop completely filled at almost all times, but only with $3 items. Yeah. Also, I only have 1 cloak spot down here. Interesting. Maybe, debating on a couple things here. Like, does it make sense for you to go into this? And I guess if you win almost all the time, it doesn't really make a difference. But I'm only getting 40 from that. Maybe it should have a small chance of dropping a weapon as well. Yeah, we could do that. All instance data. Let's have it give you an axe every once in a while. Well, 50% of the time, because we don't have a way of controlling the curve of the distribution. So 0, 1. What did I mess up here? Which axes are worth more. How much are they worth? They're worth 5 more. Yeah. GPT-4o is insane on the voice calls. Yeah, I watched one of their videos on their site. It just keeps reminding me of that movie, Her. Can I show this, or is this going to be... Yeah, this movie. In a near future, a lonely writer develops an unlikely relationship with an operating system designed to meet his every need. Yeah, getting Her vibes from that, and it's only been 11 years since the movie. Oh yeah, Joseph, I'm not trying to convince you not to do this or something. I'm just saying, for me, I think after putting in tons of time to a game, I would want to share it with more people than just my friends. And if there's always a risk of it being taken offline, that would just put me at unease. You never seen that? I liked the movie. I think it was an interesting concept and everything. But lots of sci-fi has essentially just become reality. And this ability, this idea of being able to talk to computers and having a natural conversation was just out of reach for so long. And now all of a sudden it seems almost commonplace. And that's over text. But now imagine, yeah, you could just talk to someone and they have the proper inflection in their voice, but they're not really a person. And then it just gets more and more realistic after that. Yeah. Okay, so at some point it's going to be just, can you win this battle? I don't even have... Yeah, I cannot win this battle yet. But also, I guess you just keep upgrading your storeroom and upgrading the shops. But you only have so many customers in here too. Maybe at some point we just give you another customer. I don't think GitHub Copilot sucks at helping with code. I think it's been pretty good. So even if you get 50 from this, you have to win 10 of these battles. Yeah, I think the next adventure just maybe costs a little too much. Or you need to just keep upgrading your storeroom like crazy. Yeah, you probably do need more customers to come in at some point. Maybe the level up route is the route to go. There we go. Oh man, not when you only get like 2 cloaks though. Yeah, I guess this is better. Upgrade the shop another time. Oh, my poor workers. They have to run so far. All right, there we go. That'll make it a little bit better. I'm running around. Gotta respect the hustle. Yeah, I think we also need to set it so that you get more money on average from here. So maybe like 3 to 5 cloaks. Maybe like 2 to 7. It's a longer range, but you could also get an axe. All right, so what are we trying to earn here? Another level up, I guess. Now we're level 5. And we should just be ripping through enemies in this dungeon, right? Yep. But level 3, we still die. There's probably some way to get lucky enough here where you do win. But no, this is like very one-sided. Yeah, so we can level up again. Let's get even more points here. Maintain stealth for longer. Increase the dodge bonus when you're stealthed. Let's go with a point in that. Point in that. Create the storeroom again. No cleric yet. We only have 3 classes in the game right now. But in the future, I want there to be probably like, I don't know, 10 to 15 maybe. I feel like there's a point where it's just hard to tell what's going on. Like if you put 50 different classes in the game, that's too much. And if you only have 5, I don't think it'd probably be enough in a game like this. So I think that balance point is probably somewhere in the 10 to 15 range. So yeah, at some point you get to the part of the game where you're easily winning this fight, but you're not able to win the next one. In the actual game, we would probably just put in different battles and let you get more adventurers and kind of just expand out in whatever direction you want. Yeah. All right, we have enough to level up again. So now we're level 7. At some point, we'll be powerful enough to just take on the final battle. Are we there yet? Well, maybe. Yeah, we won. Wow, look at all that. We got a bunch of money. Is that always the case? Can we always win this? Because if so, maybe I made them too powerful. It looks kind of close. Oh, wait, we got to upgrade this shop for sure. You're hitting Control S when Google searching. Yeah, that is a sign of taking a break. Needed to take a break. Yeah, I think we made the characters too powerful. So level 7 is where is the tipping point. We could either just make it cost more, or we could tone down the power level. And I think toning down the power level is probably the right way to go. Actually, is it? I don't know. Yeah. But now there's no reason to do a level 1 battle, even if you do win it very fast, because you just get $9. Now in the future, and you might have seen this already, as you upgrade a shop, you get a quest. And that quest is going to be something like, yeah, find me 5 potions. So that gives you a reason to go back to old zones, although you'll just stomp them completely. And then instead of putting a potion in the shop, there will be a bin that appears next to the shop. The potions will go in there. And then when you've completed the quest, you'll see, you'll get a permanent benefit. So maybe all of your adventurers do 10% more damage or something like that. Or we still don't have enough to hire that final adventurer. So I think the general things I'm learning from this are tone down the power. Actually, probably just increase the power of the final. Yeah, let's just increase the power of the final instance. In fact, why don't we just put 4 enemies in there? Yeah. Oh, wait, no, that's now players. This is the number 4 that we want. Yeah, that'll make it so you'll never win. Which probably makes it even more out of reach to ever get to this point. Yeah. We still haven't hit 500. There, this will do it. That, and those just need to sell. 1 more, good. And now we can hire a new adventurer. They start at level 7 because we got everything else at level 7. So let's just put points into pretty much everything. What is this? Affected target has an 8% chance to miss attacks for 3 seconds. When it misses, you gain a power bonus. I wonder if this should last for longer. Oh, it does last for longer when you put points into it. Yeah, let's try that out. Now we should very handily win these fights. Yeah, neat. A merchant selling things and questing. Yeah, I think it's a neat take. I feel like lots and lots of RPG ideas have been done now. And when you think of an RPG, you probably have certain things in mind. And then there were offshoots from all those games. Games where they're about selling items, games where they're about repairing a town, or just about doing farming in the game. Yeah, I think there's still some area to be explored. And I like the idea of this game. I mean, yeah, it's cool seeing this all happen and grow. Now, with that said, this is the first, whatever I just did, 20 minutes or something of the game. I want this to be a game that lasts for like probably somewhere on the 5 to 15 hour range. So this isn't a game you'll be, just leaving open for hours and hours and hours, and you come back and you touch one thing and then you play again. It's more like you're managing what to do next. And I didn't want it to grow infinitely. So I think this is cool. I had fun even just doing this here. I wonder what it's going to look like at hour number 3, for example. And I suspect we're going to need to add in more systems or something. And that way you feel like the choices you're making are important. Because at any given point, you could always just say, okay, I just need some money. I'll just go into this first battle and I'm guaranteed to win. And it spews some potions into your town. And cool. But like, that's the problem with an automated game, is that once you get to the point where you're practically guaranteed to win, you can just push button, get reward. And since you're not the one playing out this battle, it's not so bad. It's just you clicking one button. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think balance is gonna matter. And I like the idea of all these different classes that you have and that you could come up with bigger, stronger fights. I think we're probably gonna need to gate progress on something else. So maybe there is a boss battle. So it's like you can't get past this stage of the game until you've won a level 3 battle. And then once you win this, okay, now you got a key to another portal or something. And now you get level 4, 5, and 6 battles. But yeah, a lot of that will get feedback once you've... Why did that just dump so many axes into town? Oh, because it's 3 to 9? And how many was that? 4, 8, 9. I think that was 10. But maybe not. Yeah. And now as we level up, this is... Now my character's probably just overpowered. Oh, we're at max level. There we go. Let's see. Yep. Just like barely losing life and winning the fight. Okay, I think it's break time. I think this has turned out really well, though. Like, we've actually got a thing that can now be tested. Okay, so I'll just write where I left off. Check in what I've done. I'll be back in a little bit. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Wow, at the maybe 20-second remaining mark, I think everyone who was playing was still on the screen. So good job to this batch of players. Close the game. Yeah, GG's. I love the game. I'm glad people are enjoying it. So we made a lot of changes here. This was just a tooltip change, so let's check that in. Fix tooltip wording. Okay. What else do we have though? So now we set power, fortitude, life per level. And it's only the warrior that increases in fortitude. Why can't I even scroll? What is going on here? Like, I can't scroll right now. Oh, it is scrolling. It's just not moving anything. You see that? That's weird. I think this view is just sort of broken. Yeah. I don't know. Let's just do this. Okay, then we validate the stats that we have defined there. Looks good. This was to add in a way of leveling up an adventurer. I'm glad this came out of the town code. Everything we can remove from town is great because this is just a natural dumping ground for a whole bunch of things. This is just me being. This is just temporary code for the first checkpoint. So that balancing the game is a bit easier. Yeah. I don't like doing that. I don't think a comment should have to indicate that. I think it should be in its own function. So we should say something like private adventurer class get next adventurer class. And it should take in this. Classes for hire. And then we put this here. And then just return. And in this case, just return this. Good. And then call this from up here. And then move this comment down to here. And probably turn it into a doc comment. There. Okay, we don't need this anymore. And we can pass in this. Great. Yeah, again, the reason I did this is just these classes all do different amounts of damage and sort of bring different utility to the table. And I'd always plan on giving your first adventure as a set one anyway, maybe the rogue. So this is probably the best way to do things for now. Hey, Ninja Codes. In the future, what I had planned is that at any given time when you hire a new adventurer, you get a choice of 2. So if there are, let's say, 10 to 15 classes, it might pick, okay, this time it's a cleric or the warrior. And you're like, okay, I'll pick the cleric. And the next time around, you might not get those same choices. It might be the warlock or the whatever, I don't know, summoner or something like that. And you'll see their abilities and you'll be like, okay, yeah, I need a healer. I'll pick this one. Just give you some choice in the game, but not at first. There are only 3 classes. I'm not going to have you pick 2. Okay, so that part looks fine. Stack computations. I think we're good here too. Yeah. What happens when you hire an adventurer? I am not sure. Oh, here. Okay. No, this will be fine. In fact, we should probably consolidate this. I'll just write this down and clean up at some point. Consider consolidating the adventurer init function. I'll just say, yeah, that with stat computations level up. They have similar code. All right. All right, these are a whole bunch of rebalancing of costs. I just made up a bunch of numbers earlier. I think this is fine. All instance data, yep. Balance the enemies, balance what drops. Allow you only a certain number of adventurers per instance. Looks good. The timing, I don't think we should keep in, but I didn't do anything else, so we just won't check this code in. So don't check an instance, gotta remember that. Yep, looks good. Looks good. We don't start you with 500 money anymore. That's fine. Yep, that's fine. And that's fine too. Okay, so check in all of this except for instance. Work on balance. There are lots of little changes here. The biggest change is that instances now have a maximum number of adventurers allowed, which allows players to start multiple instances, whereas before they couldn't do that. Well, they couldn't easily do that. There was still a way, which is that you stagger when you hire, and then you keep starting battles while the other adventurer is busy, but that's really tedious, and as soon as you mess up the timing, then you'd never be able to do it again. Okay, I think this is good. Okay, so balance stuff. I think we're fine on that front. Yep. Cool. All right, consider tinting skeleton enemies based on the instance just to make them look slightly different. I mean, we could do that. I don't really think it's necessary. But the skeletons, I think, are like grayish white, which means that they lend themselves well to tinting, as opposed to like a blue or green character, which probably wouldn't tint very well. Let's see what it would look like. We don't need to keep it. So instance manager creates an instance right there. We create these battlers. So what if, do we have the instance data? We do. Oh, ID. Okay, yeah. What if we tint the battlers here? Battler.modulate equals ID equals dungeon. Yeah, red or white. This is just testing the dungeon one, but I could also make it work for the fire one. Maybe make them like orange or I don't know. Just see what it looks like. Okay, those look very angry. Also, their life bars got tinted too, which makes them look empty. Oh, and it tints the damage numbers as well. Oh, that's an interesting concern. Well, then we can't easily do this. I mean, one of the ways we could do it is we could just modify it so the battler has a way of setting the modulate here. We could say like public void set modulate. And this only works on the sprite. Dot modulate equals color. Then in the instance, we do set modulate. That'll make it so that only the sprite changes. So now we got some angry looking skeletons. Nope, they just disappeared. Which means I have an error. Object not set to an instance of a... Oh, we're setting this before we have added them to the scene, I guess. Battler.init. Return battlers. Where do we add these? Ah, right there. What a shame. Well, this isn't really needed. In fact, we don't need to return these at all, do we? What do we do with this? Init with battlers. The battle system. Okay, well, let's just delete the add child from here. We can, as we're creating them, add them into the battle. Yeah. Add child. Battler. Same thing down here. All right, that should make it no longer break. He says right before it breaks. Value cannot be null. Components node. All right, where are you happening? ECS 57 from Battler 30 and Battler ready. We used to init them before we added them to the scene. Wait, am I making this up? It used to be right here. Yeah, so they were initialized before we added them to the scene. Now we add them here. We try getting their health component, I guess. All right, this is something needs to change for this. Yeah, we assume that their health already exists. What is making that assumption? Here, this should just be higher up, right? All right, but then we probably need to do the same thing for this. Child should be as far down as it can right before init. Yeah, let's test that. Oh man, what am I doing wrong still? Oh wait, it's not even. Oh. I wonder. Sprite is getting this sprite here. Set the modulate. If we just got rid of this line, does this do anything? Because there's no error happening, which means I'm not getting a null reference somewhere. Yeah, but the sprites have disappeared. Which I think should only imply that there is an error somewhere, but it hasn't done that. Let's get rid of this too, and then set this call back to what it was. I already know that this shouldn't be the issue. What if we change the order of? Init is now happening after add child. Actually, the order of that shouldn't matter at all. We can still do this in the order it used to be, which is different from how we've done everything else. But this should be pretty much just like the old code we had. So if I don't see sprites here, then something's very wrong. Let's see. Yeah, no, the sprites are there. And now we just want to set the modulate again. So even if I like this, I wonder what colors we should use. Maybe they just slowly get red. Like this is maybe too red. Let's see what they look like over in the level 3 battle. No, whoops. Okay, ignore that. So we'll do color equals ID switch. Dungeon will be red or something sort of red, and the volcano will be dark red. And then just use that color here. Okay, let's test it out. So regular skeletons, then red skeletons, then dark red skeletons, which I'm probably blocking with my camera, yeah. I think it looks kind of stupid. Yeah. I wonder if we just make them slightly red, like 1, 0.8, 0.8. And then even redder after that. Yeah, I guess they look a little different, right? Yeah, and then we could just make them even redder than that. There. So that's as red as they'll get. Sure. It's pretty reasonable. Great. Cool. Tint skeletons or tint enemies based on the instance. That way there's some visual differentiation between the instances right now. Well, there's more visual differentiation, I guess. There was already some. Hey, Chemistry Star. All right. So we still don't want to check in the stopwatch stuff. I'll just delete the stopwatch stuff. You know what? Yeah, fine. I'll do what I had originally here. So this code, then start it, then get the elapsed time. All right, so cut all that out. Cut out that, cut out that, cut out that, and that. All right, looks good. Yeah. Oh, we gotta make sure that's saved first. There we go. Something just came up as I did that. Oh yeah, right, this stuff. Let's go put this into my notes. So keeping track of how much time has elapsed. Use a stopwatch to keep track of how much time has elapsed. Cool. Do something. And then get this. There. Put that into the C# notes. Basics. Yeah, sure, it can go into here. Hey, Zashi. For anyone who's just joining right now, I am planning on launching checkpoint number 1 of Skeleseller on Friday. And the goal has pretty much just been get there to be something that people can give feedback on. We've had all of the basic elements of gameplay, but not a gameplay loop. And as of, well, really just the last hour and a half, I feel like now there's finally a little bit of a gameplay loop. So now when you start the game, you only have one option, and it's to hire an adventurer because you don't have the money to do anything else. So you can't click this. Clicking this only tells you could click this, but that costs too much money. So yeah, literally the only thing you can do is hire an adventurer. So you hire them, and now that unlocks certain things you can do, like go into a battle, and you're guaranteed to win this battle. This battle will always win you some number of potions, and then the potions that you get can start upgrading your other shops. Maybe is this? Yeah. This is an AI thing. Oh, welcome in. Hope you're starting to feel better. So yeah, you get your first $6 and you think, what am I going to spend $6 on? Can't afford a movie, so you upgrade your storeroom. And wait, what? Oh, I guess the customer hadn't bought that thing yet. You are good. Good. Yeah. Did walk into a door earlier today? Left a bump on your head? Were you on your phone? I'm trying to think of how you hit the door with your head first and not your foot. Yeah. You weren't? What? How would you walk such a near the door? Forgot you got to step back when the door opens towards you. Ah, that's a classic problem. Has hurt many a human. Okay, so we can upgrade the storeroom again, but I think we need a worker. Yeah. Yeah, classic. You'll walk into a door because I forgot how doors worked. Classic. Happens to everybody. Sometimes 3 times per day. You know what I think I would want? I'd want my workers to move faster at some point. I think these are ideas that we can file at some point. Ideas, make workers move faster. Maybe via quest. Yeah, quests to improve town. Make workers move faster, more customers, faster customers, faster transitions between states. The common tragedy. All right, so I want to upgrade the storeroom again. We got 2 workers. We can upgrade the shop too. Then at some point, the big thing to save for is getting another adventurer. But at $3 per potion, it means you need 10 potions. Doors. The end boss in Rami's life. Yeah, and there's no real way to speed this part up. I guess it'd be nice to have some of your items sell for more. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Allow some classes of items to sell for more. E.g., potions will sell for 20% more. It'd be hard to balance some of this. Been enjoying it a lot. I think it's fun to go back to games like that after there's been a lot of content and see how it's changed. All right, go skeleton. You can do it. Bring it to the shop. Get us $3 so that we can hire another adventurer. Yes. Now we can start multiple battles. Yeah. Now I would want another worker here too. And there's no way to win the second battle yet, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Let's try it though. Why does this look like something I draw? What is this picture? It might be something you drew. For those who hadn't seen. It was probably either you or Horforia. I don't remember exactly. Oh, I did win the second battle. Wait a second, at level 1? I don't think that should have been doable. Although that does have quite the influx of money. Probably upgrade this shop. No recollection. Yeah, I don't know who would have done it exactly. Too bad there aren't like some easy to search chat log through all of history for that. All right, so now we're getting enough to be able to hire another worker. We're gonna restock these shops so fast. Oh, this one's definitely gonna die. I didn't mean to start that on its own. Oh yeah, there's no way. Yep, goodbye mage. Too bad. Upgrade the storeroom again and again. Yeah, I'm gonna spend some time this afternoon working on this as well, and just getting this experience to be a little bit better. And then all of tomorrow is gonna be, yeah, maybe more technical prep. What happened? Oh, I lost. Oh, so you're not guaranteed to win. So maybe we should level up these characters a little bit. Quicker strike and inspiration. Yeah, I guess when they don't win, that's the penalty, is how much time it might have taken. Eventually, it's probably going to cost money too. Okay, so we should win this one. And this will dump a bunch of cloaks into our town. Yeah, oh, and an axe. And then while that's working, let's start a battle, just win some potions. All right, what's the next thing? I guess we could upgrade the adventurers one more time. Crit and another point of inspiration. Start a level 2 battle. Let my workers catch up. They're struggling. They're struggling. Yeah, cool. I like it. It does kind of make me wonder, like, if you're doing all these upgrades at the beginning of the game, do you just end up with like a maxed out shop? Is this a massive amount of volume that you're going to have coming through your storeroom here? Because if so, we'd probably need to just make more shops. Or maybe you have like a low level vendor here. And you eventually get another alchemist somewhere else. Maybe it is about managing placement. I'm not sure. There's going to be a lot of things we need to test out with this. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. I guess since I tested it at a higher speed, I find myself wanting to use a higher speed button here, but there isn't one. I have to go into the debug menu. Create storeroom, yeah. Okay. Now let's sync those changes. Driving his workers like that, demanding they run faster. They're going to start hitting their heads on doors. And they're already dead. Let's turn off the debug stuff. This shouldn't be too bad to do. Then we need to test exporting and make sure that we've properly turned it off. I guess as long as you can't show this menu and as long as you can't grant yourself points, should be fine. Let's go take a look at that. os.has feature. So we just need to find, what was it? Underscore debug, I think. Yeah, there it is. So this is what makes it visible, but we need to also make sure os.has feature debug. Okay, so that should work. And then the other aspect we want to do for this is in the skill tree. The grant button shouldn't even be there. Yeah. So if as debug, set it to visible and give it a pressed. Yeah. 1 out of 10,000 chance for a worker to run into a door. You know what it reminds me of? There were some FPSs, I don't think I ever even played them, but I saw this on YouTube where they had special reload animations every once in a while. Like rather than just putting bullets back into the gun, it'd be some like throw it up in the air and then throw your ammo up in the air and it reloads in the air and then you catch it. Those were cool ideas. Battlefield did that? Yeah. So I'll just say set up debug button. And we'll move this down to there. Yeah, I like that idea. Valorant did something similar with inspect. There were like special animations or something for it. So if it doesn't have this, then just return. Otherwise, get the button. Var grant skills button equals that. There we go. Whoa, whoa. Got it. Cool. Let's go test it out. I think we might need this. So if you want to test the build, if you can export. Build, debug, and build release. Oh, interesting. I hadn't thought about that. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I'll write that down. Add me to the repo. Ramey's gonna have one goal. Put me in the game. All right, so we can press Q over here, and in the skill tree, we can click grant points. But we're about to test this thing where we can't do that stuff. Where did... Oh, hey, that's this task. Did I have that written down here? I did, yeah. Yeah, I guess I closed out of it. All right, so modify tasks.json. So we have a build. What is this? Build. This must be build debug. But what makes it build debug? Nothing specific. It's this that makes it specific to release. All right, so we'll say build debug. Oh my God, it just changed. There we go. And then we want a build release. So let's copy paste this at the same level. Task name. We don't even have a task name. We have a label. I guess all we're changing is the args anyway, right? Yeah. So copy paste this. Build release. And then args build -c release. There. Everything else should probably be the same. Oh my God. So annoying. It formatted on me. There. Cool. So how do we build it like that? Run and debug? Nope. I don't know where it is. Run build task. How do you open user tasks? Others? What, did I just create this? I don't know what that is. I don't know how to do this. Yeah. Control Shift B. The command palette will let you choose build, release, and build debug. I don't know. I don't think that's what's happening here. This is launch.json, so it's not this tab. I think maybe the problem is I don't have task name. I just have label here. Yeah, maybe that's it. Reload, maybe. It might be that too. Yeah, let's take a look. I'm gonna X out of this. The problem is I don't know where this is even supposed to show up. I don't think it's any of those though. Yeah, I suspect it's either the lack of a task name or, yeah, I don't know. Let's just add in a task name, I guess. Task name. Oh, there's no task name anymore. So then this must just be from years ago? Yeah, it's from years ago. Okay, well, let's search for this then. .NET build. -C configuration, yeah. .NET build. Feels like my life sometimes. Not sure it's great for your end though. Yeah, I mean, this stuff always happens until you have notes on something or you've done it before. Is restarting extensions the same as reload task? I don't think so, but I just reloaded the whole editor. So there, I'll just reload the whole thing. I'm rating C hashtag. Hey, talented. Yeah, I don't know where this goes. There's .NET build. It's not that. There's run build task. It doesn't seem like it's that. And there's nothing else, right? Configure default build task. Maybe it's this. Oh, look at that. We do have this in the menu. But this is only for configuring the default. How do we just run the non-default one? Tasks configure default. Yeah, there must be some like run task. Aha! Aha! We found it. I think. Yeah, build release. There we go. And it broke. Build failed. Specified solution configuration release / any CPU is invalid. What? Okay, so before we do anything, it's tasks : run task. I gotta write that down. Task : run task in VS Code. What is this though? Please specify a valid solution configuration using configuration and platform properties. That sounds like a build argument through -C. Build solution /p : configuration equals debug. We have it set to release, and then platform. Godot has different settings though. No idea how to fix this. Well, we could just use this through Godot. I could just make an export here. Yeah, and then add Mac. Name Mac OS release. And then somewhere here, there's a debug flag, right? No, I think it's when you actually export. All right, export path. We'll make a new folder. Call it out. and save it here as Mac OS release. I wonder how this even works. No export template, manage templates. Yeah, I want it for, let's just download and install. Oh boy, downloading simulator. I love this game. And okay, looks like we're good. So I'm going to assume that worked, and we're going to go back to this thing. And whoops, not that one, this one. Identifier is missing. Identifier. This com.example.game. What do we set this to? Com.skeleseller. These have to match the bundle IDs that end up going into Mac somewhere. Where is that? I have this written in a thing. Where is it? Code, Adams, Apple, bundle. Yeah, code sign -dr. So something in here. What's the script? ID of app. Let's try that out. Chrome. com.google.chrome. Obsidian. md.obsidian. I think com.skeleseller is fine. Do I have any games? I don't even think I have games on this computer. DaVinci. Yeah, I mean, if I don't think I want to put a company name in here. Did I have it on the botland listing? Is that even there on Steam? If you type Steam botland, does it show up? Is there a way to see the game? Did I just delete this? Visit store page. Oh, I did write Xtonomus. Mixed reviews. What a shame. Oh man. What a legacy. Okay, let's do that. com.xtonomus.skeleseller. There we go. All right, so warning, notarization is disabled. Exported project will be blocked by gatekeeper if it's downloaded for an unknown source. Code signing using ad hoc signature will be blocked by gatekeeper. Yeah, that stuff's fine for now. I'm not going to pay for a developer certificate until we're closer to the real launch. All right, so let's just hit export project and see what happens. Export without debug. So we just uncheck this, save. And is it pretty fast? It's pretty fast. Yeah. Well, it was pretty fast. Then it stopped at 100. Okay, yeah, that's pretty fast. So that should just be there now. Let's put that in the git ignore. What happened here? How do I close this? Close repository. Okay, git ignore. We want to ignore the out folder. There we go. Ignore any builds that we produce. But I can go run that build myself, right? Code Godot Skeleseller game out. Okay, what happens when I click this? There's an app that I need to, I guess, drag onto my apps. Does this work? Like to access files on a removable volume. Don't allow. What happens? Does it just break? Probably should click allow. Oh, wait, no. It broke. Okay, reopen. Will it say, no. How do you get that to pop up again now? Because I'm assuming that's what broke this. Well, I guess we can just move it into the downloads folder and then it shouldn't ask. Or, well, shouldn't care, right? I just run this. This better work. Hmm. Hmm. I wonder why it's breaking. It could be that I didn't give it access, but it could be something else. What if I put it in my applications folder? I doubt this is even it now, but let's see. Well, this is going to be pretty important to figure out. Yeah, let's delete the app. Try running from the terminal. That might give you some info. Yeah, you're right. Let me try that. Let's re-export this. So save. Okay. All right. I'm going to assume that worked. Yeah. All right. SS game out. Open Mac OS. Oh, I guess I need a... Can you just... I know this is a disk mounted image, but like, how do I see this? Is it in volumes? Oh, there it is. Skeleseller 1. Skeleseller 1. Aha. Okay, so open that. I don't think open is how I would do this. Yeah. macOS launch app from command line. How do I get the output to go to the command line though? Output. I don't think what I'm trying to do is possible. I think open is spawning a child process here. And then I don't know where it's routing standard out and standard error. Okay. Well, what would I need to do here? Maybe there's some setting that I don't have. Distribution. Custom template. Debug only. Icon I don't care about. Do we have anything else in here? Signature, category games. Version. High res. Xcode. Entitlements. Is there any entitlement that's missing? What is App Sandbox? Restricts access to user data, networking, and devices. To distribute an app through the App Store, you must enable this. I don't think this is going to be on the App Store yet. Events, photos, calendars, location, camera, audio. I don't think it's any of this stuff. What's this one? Allows the app to load arbitrary libraries and frameworks. Enable it if you're using GD extension add-ons or ad hoc signing. Oh, wow, that, yes. So turn this on. Okay, glad I read that. I remember the entitlements thing from when I released Botland. So it's nice that Godot just exposes this right here. All this is doing is modifying a manifest. Okay, so now when I go load that, close out of this, we can eject these and this and this. Yeah, so Godot, Skeleseller, game out. All right, now I think it might work. I'm going to say allow here. Nope, still didn't work. What are we missing? I wonder if I enable this too. I wonder if there's anything else I need there. Notarization is disabled. That's fine. Debug symbols. I don't even think we need that. Dread the day when you have to do that again. Yeah, I'm hoping it's not too bad through Godot. I should hopefully just be able to sign up for the developer program, get whatever certificates I need, plug them into Godot somehow, and then just hope everything works. Who knows if that's going to be the case? But that's a problem for like months from now. Now let's try again. I don't think it should be taking this long. If I hit report, what shows up here? Let me see. Show details. What is the problem? Thread 0 crashed. Is there any information here? Anything I can understand, I wonder. Termination region, segfault. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. Okay, so then let's go take a look at that. Godot macOS export segfault. What? This doesn't even seem to be true. macOS apps are exported with the official export templates are exported as a single universal 2 binary .app bundle. Oh, then I see. It's just packed into an image. Okay. Download this, then get a unique bundle identifier. I don't have any code signing stuff. That shouldn't matter right now. Yeah, these things were already set. Entitlement. Allows the app to us. I think they meant to write use. Using add-ons. No, I'm not using any of that stuff. To notarize an app, you must disable the debugging entitlement. That's not even on. App sandbox. Environment variables. Yeah, I don't see anything special about this. Maybe, okay, there's one other idea I have, which is just export it as a zip. I don't think that's really going to change anything, though. And that's just the container type. So yeah, now I have this zip. I unzip it, and I try running Skeleseller from here. I'd be surprised if this worked, because like I said, it shouldn't really change anything. So I expect this to crash too, but I don't know what we do to fix that. How do we fix this? Segfault when exporting. Oh, it's still an open issue, even though it was from 2.5 years ago. Well, this is not great. Doesn't contain any spaces. If you're able to compile Godot from source, you may be able to get more informative backtrace for thread 0. Not spaces. A second project worked perfectly. We found some timeouts that were tiny and try to work with that. In a multiplayer before we show UI. Huh. Yeah, huh. Not really any info here. Any other ones there? Maybe let's look through the issues and search for segfault Mac. That was the issue we just looked at. Program crash with signal 11. I don't remember what signal number it was, but maybe this. Oh, that says Linux. That's not it. Segmentation fault. Set pattern causing game to silently crash. Game crashes on quit. Release exports no error in debug. It could be this maybe? Is this on Mac? It's on Mac, yeah. It's a web build thing though. Still reproducible. Found the issue. Pull vector 2 array from outside. I wouldn't expect this to, like, I wonder what this person is indicating is that there was some issue, which I guess in the debug version didn't happen. Maybe there was an exception that was raised or something. But like, I didn't even see any errors when I was running this normally. So I don't think it's like something got promoted into a segfault that otherwise would have been caught by Godot. Like there just aren't any exceptions starting this up. segfault, Mac export segfault. Which renderer? Re-exported a freshly downloaded set of export templates and the issue is gone. Okay. Ember, thanks for resubing. Welcome back. 1.25 year. Is there anything in here that I need to change? I'm on 4.2.2, but we don't actually have 4.2.2 here. It says they're installed and ready to be used. Oh, other installed versions, I see. Okay, yeah, I don't think there's anything else we need to even do in this dialogue. We apparently have what we need. There's macOS.zip. Yeah. I guess we just have to trust that. I could delete them and reinstall them, but I don't know if that's going to do anything. Maybe actually restarting Godot might matter. Just close this entirely. We could try a different renderer. Hey, Maniac. All right, I guess let's delete the sandbox thing because we shouldn't need that. Turn that off. We do need disable library validation. We're going to export as a DMG. Let's delete this too. And then export. Actually, what happens if we... I should try that next. Export with debug and see what happens. All right, so delete that, open this, and try running the app. Guessing this is going to fail. Failed pretty much immediately. Yeah, what if we try exporting with debug? Does that change anything? Probably not. And we can't do that anyway, but maybe it'll give us some insight. Like maybe, I don't know. I probably just need to keep looking through issues though. Skeleseller.command. Wonder what that is. Oh, that failed too. What is that thing? Looks like a shell script, but like what would be in it? Oh, interesting. We can go into the app. It's I didn't realize that. Oh, then hey, Russell. Then let's try that out. We might be able to get some more info from that. So ls volumes, whatever the highest number Skeleseller is. Skeleseller 3. Okay, so CD into that, CD into the app itself, contents, Mac OS. There should be a binary here. Yeah, what if we run this? We get almost no information, huh? Program crashes signal 11. Okay, well, let's search for that then. You seem to have the same schedule for getting a haircut. Yeah, I really needed one. Well, I did see an issue that was showing up here. Although, I guess ideally we're looking through closed issues. But there's 1,000 of these, so we need to get a little better at that. So Signal 11 Mac OS. Dev crashes on attaching C# script. Oh, this is just the engine itself, though. It's like, it's an export thing. Exported project crashes. Works fine in debug. Run after. Yeah, what's this? Usage of tool above one of our classes is causing the build to kind of silently fail. Okay. What's this one about? Use dir access class to scan all image files under a certain folder and import. When debug is running, it's not a problem. I'm not even doing anything with paths on the system, though. I like, maybe it's worth making a new project entirely that's just a hello world project that just has one sprite and seeing if that builds. Because if that doesn't build, we've got a big problem. Why is there a star up here? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I need to save the project somehow. I'm not sure. What's this? Oh, create a solution. Interesting. All right, well, let's go back to the project list. Save modify one of the modified resources. Sure, whatever. Save them. Okay, let's go make a new project. We're just gonna call this test Mac OS export. All right, like that. Project path should be in temp, and then create a folder here. Test Godot Mac export. All right, select current folder. Create. All right, so now let's make a scene that is main. We're going to add in a label. We're going to say this worked. And then put an icon over here. Great, that's it. Now we try exporting that. New Mac. All right, export path. Sure, just here, it doesn't matter. So com dot, this is a dot test. Okay, we need to turn on this entitlement, and then I think we should just be good. Don't export with debug. You can always install sconstruct. Get the Godot sources, compile, export templates yourself. Yeah, I think that would be my last ditch effort. It's too bad web exports don't work, or I could just not do any of this right now. We could just wait until we have a need for Steam. Oh, what a shame though. Okay, so what do I call this? Test export or something? There it is. So if even this fails, then we know it has nothing to do with my code. Well, whoops, that was a minor problem. It's because I need to press this button. There we go. Now let's export it again. Export, save. Wait for that to finish. There we go. Sure. Does it crash? I'm not sure what I'm even hoping for. Do I want it to crash, which means it's not my fault? Okay, so this proves that we can export. It has not crashed. And I didn't do anything special here, right? All I did was change this. Com.this is a test. I don't think that's going to be a problem. And I have this thing checked. But everything else I didn't touch. Yeah. Okay. Well, so now what do we do? We know it can work through Godot. The only thing I could potentially think of is we are doing this OS stuff that I just added in. What if we just got rid of this code? OS dot, oops. Yeah, what if I just delete all of that? It's going to be such a pain to keep doing though. Add some C# to this project though. Maybe that's the issue. Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't actually have any C# there. Let's try exporting this one though, as long as I'm already in this project. Also, I removed the tiniest bit of stuff. The odds of this being the problem are so incredibly low that this is just blind hope right now. Will it work? No. Okay, yeah. So let's go back to adding C# to the other one. And let's go change whatever couple little things I just modified here. Good. Can we open another one of these? New window. Man, if this doesn't work, it means I can only export on Windows and Linux. It's not the end of the world, but that would be annoying. All right, so attach a script, C#, and just have this do public override void ready gd.print hello world. Naming rule violation. Doesn't matter. Okay, I don't know what just happened there, but I'm gonna hit play. It should just say hello world now. Good. And then we're gonna export this. Maybe this is something to do with the automatically generated solution. Like maybe that's what I have to dig into. I'm not sure. I don't even think we'll see the export or the printout for this though. You can export macOS stuff on Windows as well, but you probably can't sign it. But that can work for stuff like playtest builds. Yeah, but what if we have the same problem from Windows? And then the only way to test it would be to copy the build over to my Mac every time. All right, let's test it again. What did I even just do? No, this is wrong. What I did is I was testing this thing and I forgot what I was doing the entire time. Okay, so go into this, and if this fails to work now, then we know it has to do with C#. No, but it does work. So there's something, but maybe let's take a look at the project files. So this is the CS proj. Oh, .NET 6. I wonder if that is the problem. I'm using .NET 8. Yeah, what if we updated this to 8? Does that just break this all of a sudden? Wait for that to finish. Oof, that is taking a long time for some reason. Why is this taking so long? What's going on? All right, there we go. Now we try running that again. Yeah, maybe this is what breaks it. Nope, it's not that. Okay, well, so then the CS proj doesn't have anything different about it, right? Dynamic loading, maybe it's that. I'm just going to start turning things off and we're going to see if it works. So yeah, turn that off, see what happens. Run analyzers during build. That stuff's probably fine. Analysis mode all, that might not matter. Root namespace, yeah, I think it's all fine. Anything else here? Yeah, I don't think any of that stuff should make a difference. All right, now what about the solution file? I don't think solution files could even really be a problem here, but let's just take a look anyway. Yeah, I don't really see any major difference here. Yeah. No, I think this is all exactly the same, except for that we have a test thing over here, which shouldn't make a difference. Okay. I exported the wrong project. Maybe? Yeah, maybe. I get that is possible. How do you pick that? Because yeah, I have two projects. Huh. Or is that even coming into play here? Like, does it? I don't know. That could be an issue. I'll try this again because I did change one thing, which was probably not promising, this dynamic loading right there. Did it finish exporting? Yeah. All right. Wonder what it even mean if it is. It's not that. Okay, yeah, maybe I'm exporting the wrong project somehow. Godot, Mac OS, choose project to export. Change .NET 6 in your game, but started the test game. I didn't change it in the game. This is the test Mac OS export. I changed this to 8. I can't change 8 back to 6, so I didn't modify that one. But it is possible I'm exporting the wrong project. Export all export projects as a playable build. Maybe this concept doesn't even make sense though. Like Godot C# export project in solution. The only thing I'm thinking is maybe it's somehow exporting the test project. Is there a way to handle that? We could just delete the test project for a second. That would prove that this isn't an issue. Let's close out of this thing. I don't think this is going to help us anymore. So I'm going to delete this from our solution file. Project end project. Let's make it look like this one. So we'll get rid of the test one. And then all of the stuff related to that UUID. Okay, sure. It's probably not a good idea to keep that way, but let's try that out. So now we export that. Save and wait for that to finish. Does that somehow work? No. Okay, well, what are the differences between the test project and this? This has a lot more code. This also has more assets. Is there anything special about those assets, I think? No, probably not. What is that export presets thing? What is this? Oh, just the things I set in that menu. Yeah. We could diff this with the other one. I don't think there's probably a big difference, but let's check it out. So temp test Mac export, what I call this? Test Godot. Yeah, there it is. All right, then in here, there's a CFG file somewhere. There it is. So we open up that and we diff this working one. Compare with the other one. Okay, so name changed, don't care about that. The path changed, don't care about that. The bundle identifier changed, and that's it. So these are all, I think, superficial changes, except for maybe this. Maybe somehow the space in the name is breaking this, or the parentheses or something, but I doubt it. I have key allow unsigned executable memory entitlement because I added a dynamic lib after export. Do you use any third-party stuff? There shouldn't be any third-party stuff, at least not that the game uses. The only thing I can think is that there are the analyzers that we use at build time. I don't think it should be bundling those into the app, although who knows, maybe that's a problem. Maybe we just delete these things for right now. Like we get rid of all of this and we try exporting. Oh man. Gotta wait for that to finish again. All right, let's try running it. Drat. Yeah. Well, we can eject all of these. Skeleseller couldn't be ejected because iTerm2 was using it, not anymore. Is there a way to eject all? There we go. Well, what else is different? What are other differences here? Really just code stuff. So yeah, are there any libraries? Like if I just search for using and we get all of these. Actually, I only want the using lines. Let's search for a regex. Caret space /w plus. Okay, yeah. I want this, but I want to open it in the editor without any context. I guess it doesn't really matter. I could just run the regex again. Yeah, so here's every single using that we have. Now let's copy this over to here. Delete every line with Good. That. Now search for all the usings, put those on their own lines, and then make them unique and sort them. Okay, so here's every single using we have, and it's all game stuff. And then these. I don't think there could be a problem with these. So yeah, nothing external. I'm currently reading through Invent Your Own Computer Games with Python. Do you think this is a good start for getting into GDScript since Python and GDScript are similar? I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend just going straight to Godot and GDScript, because whatever you're going to learn in your intermediate path through Python is not going to directly translate. I don't know your experience level. It's possible, though, if you're at a lower experience level, that distracts you from how things should work in Godot. So you're going to end up learning paradigms that might not translate correctly. So yeah, I just suggest start with this. Start with Godot and GDScript. And you should find it natural enough. I'm not saying that the whatever this is, the book or the resource you're using, I'm not saying it's bad. I just could be more of a distraction than a help. What else is different? What else could I do? I mean, there are a million different issues, but yeah, hard to find. We don't even have GPU particles. I could try a different renderer really fast. I guess that's possible. Let's switch from forward to compatibility. Changing renderer requires restarting the editor. Choosing save and restart will change the rendering method to these. Sure. Although I have the same renderer in the other project, so it's not likely that it's this, but I'm just taking shots in the dark right now because I don't know what to do. I really didn't expect this to be problematic. I just thought they have an export. I've used it before. It's worked. It's worked for other things. And now I'm running into problems. Also, actually, you know what? Let's change this to a zip. I'm sick of having to, what is it? Eject all of those. Okay, so Godot, Skeleseller, game out, zip, and the app. So this is with a different renderer. That clearly did not work either. So let's switch back to forward plus. Where is it? Yeah, try exporting builds. So this seg faults for some reason. A new project with C# and .NET 8 will work. Changing, I guess, stuff that I try that doesn't work. Changing the renderer. Deleting the test CS_proj file. Deleting the build time requirements, like the analyzers. Also try removing the OS dot stuff. Well, pretty much lunchtime anyway. But man, I don't have any ideas for when I get back. Guess it's still look through some issues. Well, okay, I guess I have some kind of long shot ideas. Long shot ideas would be compile all of Godot from source to try to get more information. Yeah, maybe I'll have ideas after lunch. That is possible. Is there anything else I can think of? Anything that makes this different, though? That's, oh, another thing we could potentially try. So, like, ideas to try. Comment out large swaths of code and see if I can get it working. Like maybe, yeah, maybe I can figure it out from that. Just try setting a default scene, set a default scene of hello world and see if the project itself is somehow broken. You know what? I have this idea. I know I should be taking a break. Let me try this really fast. Okay. What's a scene we can start with that doesn't really have anything in it? Let's just make a new one. Yeah, we'll just do exactly what we did before. We'll add a new thing. We'll have a label. We'll say hello world, and we'll put in a graphic, bone pile, which is my mental state right now. There we go. Now let's save that. Scenes, we'll call this delete me. And then in the project, we'll set the run scene to delete me. All right, so now when I hit play, it should just say hello world and show the bone pile thing. And there's no C# in any of this. I don't know if Godot is going to like tree shake out every single other part of this. Probably not. But at the very least, the code won't run through that path. So let's export and save. Wait for that to work. Because if this does work, then it means that we can just kind of like binary search our way through all of the code and figure out what's problematic. And then worst case scenario, file a bug on Godot with the information that I find. So does this work? It's taking long enough where I would expect it to. Whoa, it did. Okay, cool. Well, then there we go. That's what we'll do after lunch. Yeah, maybe it's something on auto loads. Maybe it's a who knows what. But we're going to figure this out. So I'm glad that idea worked, and I'm glad it was that fast. So where I left off is going to be binary search my way through the code and figure out what's broken. Yeah. Tried starting the exported version of the terminal. I did. All it gave me was I closed the terminal, but all it gave me was a kind of an unhelpful like segfault. Here's the stack dump, but it didn't have symbols. And it's, yeah. All right, well, we'll look into this after lunch. If you have a orphan resource in your project, it'll probably try to include them. Yeah, so then it must be something about executing code, which we can at least look into. Anyway, it is currently 12:02. So I'm going to take about an hour for lunch. Just to give you an idea what's going to happen after that, there'll be 3 hours post-lunch for streaming. Then tomorrow is going to be no stream. I'm going to do some off-stream prep. And then Friday morning, so probably like 10 a.m. will be the launch. So, 2 hours before now, but on Friday. And it'll be exciting. Oh, man. Well, look, this was a productive morning. We got a lot of the balance stuff done, and I figured out how we're going to solve these problems in the afternoon, I think. I'm excited about that. RP, thank you for helping me look into this. There's a point. And I hope to see you all in the afternoon. So I'll be back in about an hour. If I don't, take care. I hope to see you on Friday. Remember, that's when I'm launching this, and you'll be able to try this out. See ya.